them know that we are the American Indians. Baby. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that. All right, you two cutie pies. Let's see. What? Okay, you just told me that you ladies are sisters.
Yes.
You're the baby over here on the left that was bullying your big sister in the pink.
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, what's your name?
Willa.
Willa and
Ellen.
Now, tell me what you know about people my color, brown skinned, who were
Indigenous people.
To where? To what land?
To America.
All right now.
States.
And you know that as a little girls, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right. I just want to thank you both. Where did you say the Indians were from? Where you are?
We have Abenaki up in Vermont.
Okay, and
we have the Penobscot in Maine and the Mashantucket.
Yeah, okay. All right, ladies. Well, I want to thank you for that. It's just good to know. Because I was born in the 60s. They know. Yeah, we were taught that. You said everyone should know?
Yes.
All right, ladies.
Yes.
You girls, you're two good girls, and you got to stop bullying your your big sister. Okay. Have a good day.
Okay.
I have got to get this. And you said you're a veteran?
Yes.
And what have you learned about the indigenous Indians of this land that's my color, copper color?
It's world history and U.S. history.
Uh-huh.
So, and then the people of color were from the northeast part of the world here in New England area, in Buffalo area. So
awesome.
And that's pretty much.
Yeah, my family's Cherokee, and
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations: New York, Miami, L.A., Detroit, Chicago. Even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African.
42. Once a pandemic era policy expires next week, asylum claims will be processed under Title VIII. I spoke with one migrant from Jamaica who says he's been here for several days. Take a listen.
We are here. We've been here 3 days already. It's difficult because we don't have anything to eat. We haven't taken any baths, and it's very hot and it's very cold in the night. Just want to go to the US to get a work, to change my life and live a good life.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering, I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Happy Saturday. Good morning. Shout out to everybody that's breathing. Yep. Early in the morning. The bombs are going off, and they're going to keep going off. That's right. As long as we wake up and continue to breathe, the bombs are still going to go off. Listen, I woke up like this. Whoa, coffee. I had a good time on Topcast channel yesterday. That's a fact. Mic check. I had a good time on this channel. Remind me of the old days, a few years ago, when we used to be up there balling. And I had a real good time. It was a very intense and productive segment. And a lot of great questions were asked. And a lot of information was being checked at the door. So I had a good time. I really did. Saturday and Sunday is the only time I could really go live in the morning, which is what I really like doing morning, because I work. I can't do it during the week. That's why they call me Chief Morning Thunder, because I wake up with the damn thunder. But I'm going to go live later on. And that's the good thing about Saturdays and Sundays. I can go live in the morning and then go live in the afternoon. I got to get my community service work out. And this is the way I do it because of the COVID whole situation. You know, online YouTube has been proven to be effective with our people. And not only am I reaching my current state, but we touching the 50 states. And I love it. I do. And it's fun, as long as it's productive. So I'm rise and shine early this morning. And shout out to everybody in the chat room. Girly 72, D. Allen Warren, Clay Gray, let me see, Lady Moon, the beautiful Lady Moon, and Quoa. If I'm pronouncing that right, I hope I am. Shout out to you, love. Shout out to my beautiful sister, Lady Moon, and the fam. Love you. D. Allen Warren, love you, bruh. For real, always being here every morning. John Davis, Clay Gray, the heart back to you. I swear, love it. So one thing I'm going to do is stand on exactly what I'm going to stand on. Confidence. I'm going to touch some of the topics that I touched on in Topcats chat yesterday to reiterate where we come from and where I'm coming from. And as a tribal chief, where I'm standing. And I'm not budging. I'm serious. I'm not budging. A lot of this paperwork shit is cap. I don't stand on that shit. I don't. And if I don't see your race of people identified in any history here in the Americas, like ours is, Yo, I'm not standing on that shit. I'm not, because it sounds very cap. And I'm going to keep it like that. And I'm going to stand on it. And I'm going to continue to express why I stand on certain shit. And I'm not budging from it. Many years, I'm still under the belief and strong belief. And this is not, Top Cat said, Sister Bethy, you hurt a lot of Jamaicans' feelings. I didn't mean to hurt their feelings, but I was warring with some specific Jamaicans and providing them with evidence that I found that their very government documented on them, not United States government. United States census sheets have nothing to do with Jamaica's census sheet. Hey, Juan. Hey, love. Warris. Hey, Warris. Hey, now, Enots. Listen, and that's what I was proving to these so-called, Jamaican brothers that I've been beefing with. And YouTube, they can't pull history on us and what's documented on our history. They can't put their story to what's documented on our government's history of us. But what we can do is just literally pull their documents up from their country and say, look, you shouldn't be worrying as a foreigner. You shouldn't be worrying about our goddamn history. And trying to make it our history, your story. You're over on the islands of Jamaica. You stand on being African, and that's cool because that's how they have you documented. No claims over here. You can't make our documents and our government a copy of yours, because what our shit say don't say the shit that yours say. You are who you are, so stand on it. When we have evidence from their documents that millions of Africans were brought to Jamaica. We have that evidence. If that evidence is a lie, then you, the Jamaican, have to go to the Jamaican government and the British government and tell them to fix that shit. Because as history stands, this is the history they have on you in Jamaica. I have nothing to do with Jamaicans' documents of who they are and where the hell they came from. But what I do know is if Africans have come here on the mainland, okay, for hundreds of years now, they've been coming through by way of Jamaica. Because word on the street, in my Ab Power voice, is they be hearing about the economic opportunity over here on the mainland. So what are they doing and what have they been doing?
42. Once the pandemic era policy expires next week, asylum claims will be processed under Title 8. I spoke with one migrant from Jamaica who says he's been here for several days. Take a listen.
We are here. We've been here 3 days already. It's difficult because we don't have anything to eat. We haven't taken any baths, and it's very hot and it's very cold in the night. Just want to go to the US to get a work, to change my life and live a good life.
And I ain't got no problem with that, bruh. This is what I'm saying. So if I'm telling a lie, all right, then it's only because the news media is showing a Jamaican dude at the border being interviewed by the news media as to why he's been standing at the border for 3 days to get in the U.S. so he could get a job. He ain't ate in 3 days. He ain't took no bath in 3 days, but he's standing there because he wants to come into the mainland to get a job and live a better, productive life. And that's what they've been doing. Hundreds of Africans have been doing as they slip from Jamaica into the mainland. That news media is primary source information because it's happening in the current time. So, what you Jamaicans can do, if I hurt your feelings, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you and showing you what's being told about you because there's a lot of them that claim that they don't come over here and reap benefits. Dude, once you get across the border and it's clear to let you in, you are going to reap benefits. But motherfucker, don't forget how you came here. Because if you ever lie in history, all we got to do is go back to that video and show that you ain't take a bath in 3 days and you hungry and you're coming over here to live a better life and get a job and start a new life. That's what I'm saying. All right? That's one thing. And that's a fact. And that's not to make fun of you. It's just to substantiate the truth that I've been standing on. So if your feelings hurt, wake up and get fucking over it. Because when y'all find information in systems about us, y'all pull that shit up on YouTube too. So don't get mad when we show it. Feelings hurt. The truth fucking does hurt. And that's a fact. The truth hurt. But you won't do is come over here and tell me about my history when I was here before your ass got here. See how you're coming across the border now? I'm here, yo. And I'm watching you come in through the pearly gates. So don't come in the pearly gates telling me that I'm not the goddess from this motherfucking land. Because I'm sitting here on my throne watching you come through our little gates, stinking just like the pilgrims, no bath, and want a better life. So don't come to me with your bullshit. If you can't take being checked at the door, then don't fuck with Sister Bethy, aka Chief Morning Thunder, because I'm gonna come for your ass. I'm coming. And this ain't about feelings. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Look, this shit ain't about feelings. This shit is about truth and facts. I just substantiated what's been going on in history on the mainland, my land. You're not going to come across the seas into the borders, right? And then come in here, reap benefits. And then, seriously, let me take this shit back. You're not going to come from Jamaica where they identify you as being African, right? One of the millions of them that's over there. They come through the border and say on live media, news media, that you didn't take a bath in 3 days and you're waiting to get in here so you can get a better life. Guess what? You're telling the exact same story as the pilgrims, and they look just like you from what history is stating. They're saying the pilgrims were black people that came up into Plymouth. They look like you, and they came with the same fucking story. So we didn't have like any borders back then. And whenever the fuck y'all came, 16, 19, or whatever. But when you got off, we didn't have no borders. You were stinking. You ain't took a bath in 3 days. All right. And you want a better way of life because you were running from the persecution of English Parliament. So we let you in when you land on Plymouth Rock, knowing you ain't take a bath in more days than what You just said you've been on a boat or a ship. We helped you and nurtured you back to health. We taught you how to wash your butt. We taught you how to fish and hunt for food so you can eat. That's what we did for you. And the same shit happened again. This time, our technology allows us to record this shit live so that 1,000 years from now, we can show that video of you saying, me did come over here, me standing for 3 days, me didn't take no bath in 3 days, and me want to just come in to make a better life. That shit's recorded now. Because he gonna be somebody granddaddy or somebody ancestor. So I'm just saying. All this feeling shit, being hurt, you could take that shit and stick it up your butt. Because if your feelings are hurt, then don't come over here trying to make my story your story. When you came here, I've been sitting here watching you. I was able to watch you like this on the news tell your fucking story. So when your ass come over here and you reap the benefits, don't get up in office telling your story and conflict it with my story. Because my story only shows that we've been helping y'all motherfucking asses ever since y'all Africans been coming over this bitch. We gave y'all soap and deodorant. All right? And food. Don't do it. You came here. I didn't come through the borders from Jamaica like you did. All right? I'm a mainland goddess. And that's all I'm saying. I don't care about your feelings because obviously you don't care about mine. You don't. You don't care about my feelings because you're trying to make your story my story. You're the African. I'm that motherfucking Indian on the mainland. I'm that Aboriginal on the mainland. Don't make my story your story. Your country said that you came from, your government that you came from, puts in writing for your history that you're African. Are you North America? Yeah, but you're where the Africans are. So if they're telling a lie about your history, you get them to fix that shit. Because that shit gonna be there till you die, until you fix it. Which moves us and me to our story. Mainland Indians, our story. Now we're gonna move to my story. Well, when you get a free moment, since it's Saturday, you can hit the link and tell me what Bruh Sanchez don't think so about. Because I'm not sure what you're talking about. Bruh Sanchez is my boy. And when you get a free moment, if you could be brave enough to hit the link. I never understood why people spoke in the chat room and won't hit the link to come on the panel and say the same shit. You know, coward things to do. And I'm not calling you a coward, Quoa. I'm not calling you a coward at all. But the most coward thing to do is be an Aboriginal to the mainland and not hit the link and come and vocally stand by. I ain't asked you to turn your camera on, but to communicate. Sometimes I get tired of the same people popping up on the panel. I would like to see new faces. As the record stands, y'all, and I think I've proven this in YouTube. I got thick skin, but I bite back like a motherfucker. I'm supposed to. I don't owe nobody in YouTube no fucking allegiance. I'm putting that shit right there. Now, I don't owe and I'm going to say this again. I don't owe nobody in YouTube no motherfucking allegiance. What I do owe you is respect. That's it. And thanks for helping me to enhance my education on my history. But that's all the fuck you getting from me. Or sometimes I hit you with people with donations. But I don't owe nobody. I wasn't born to be under the oppression of another motherfucker that's struggling just like I am. Oh, hell no. That's not happening. And you're not going to silence me neither. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I'm going to speak. I'm telling you, I've been molded and grown, shaped and formed in the North. I'm a product of the motherfucking North. You know what I'm saying? My entire bloodline rests in the South. Seriously. Prior to my grandmother, who was born in 1931, all my bloodline lays dead in the South. And that's a fact. So my bloodline moving to Connecticut in 1929, I've been here ever since. I had no choice but to take on the customs and likings of the Northern Indians. That's not my fault. It's where my bloodline moved me. And I've been here since. I've taken on, since 1929, the likings and the customs of the Northern Indians. I grew with them. And these happen to be the Indians that have been violent towards and took out the this is responsible for dismantling the lifestyle in the South, which consists of my family. I'm keeping it very real. I don't have an accent like my Southern brothers and sisters, but do I love them? Hell motherfucking yes. I rocks with them all day, every day. But I'm a product and was made in the clay, in the soil of the Northern Indians. I talk like them. I act like them. My lifestyle is like theirs. You know, it's what I've been accustomed to for 57 years. What do you want me to do? I have the culture, lifestyle, accent, and communication of the Northern Indians. It's who molded me, raised me, shaped me, and formed me into who I am. What do you want me to do? I happen to reside in the area of those Northern Indians that took out the lifestyle and freed the lives of many people in bondage under their families in the South. So it is what it fucking is. I wasn't born when this shit happened, but for the last 5 years, I've been studying the history of what happened. The North was very, very good, and I mean very good, colonial states about documenting information about what the fuck they did and what went down between them and the South. And their records, you know, some of it's tainted, some of it's been updated and created to reflect modern day, you know, likings. But we got to correct that shit. They know that they're using modern terminology, but it's easy to fix the shit because we have to fix it to match the story of what really happened. So it is what it is. So I say this, and I don't mind dialoguing with anybody about this paperwork. Sister Dosina, if you're out there, sis, we can probably have that decent conversation that you wanted. And from me, from being on Topcast channel, you're more than welcome to hit the link, you know, because I don't mind professionally dialoguing with you. You know, it's kind of hard when you're in somebody else's world of YouTube because you don't have the control of their channel. And I don't want the control of nobody's channel but my own. But when you're surrounded by a bunch of men that's very dominant, you just sit back and you humble yourself and you let them just flash on. A lot of that shit was just extra. And it got to the point where I just needed to go because, I mean, one nigga just telling a story, he didn't even come up for air. I'm like, God damn, nigga, woo, shut the fuck up. Damn. You told his story 35, 50 different times. He said the same story. And I'm like, damn, cut that shit. Give some other brother a chance to talk. I'm like, God damn. Oh. Repeat and repeat and repeat. I'm like, God damn. You know, these ADHD conditions is fucking real. ADHD is fucking real in our community, yo. It's very fucking real. And selective hearing. Selective fucking hearing is very real. Everywhere. So, you know, X generation is real hard. Because X generation is between the boomers and the Y generation. X generation is firm. Okay? X generation has a lot of the history and stored in their head as to what the boomer generation went through because we are a product of the boomer generation. Hey, beautiful Sylvia. Mwah. Beautiful self. We X generation. And when I say X generation, y'all niggas, y'all could kick the motherfucking bucket because I'm calling you out. A1 is X generation. I'm X generation. Chief Holiday's X generation. All right? Yeah. X generations. Sylvia's X generation. Lady Moon's X generation. Come on. Let's just put the shit up here. It is what the fuck it is. Because the generation that you were molded in, it really speaks about what you went through. Let me see. Here we go. X generation is a fact. Now, when you get like 1965, that's right on the cuff of the boomer generation. If you was born in 1965. So my sister, she's a ex-boomer generation. Because you're only like fucking 14, 16 years younger than your parent. And a lot of our parents in the boomer generation had babies when they was 15 and 16 years old. So that 1965 babies, they could jump up or down. For real. They could jump in and out of boomer generation. But for the most part, they're Generation X. So you being born in 1965 to 1979, even some 1980 babies could fall in Generation X because a lot of them were raised by the boomer generation. Facts. 1965 to 1975, we're in the middle as Generation X. That's why we act the way we do. We're not old school or we're not old school. We're back, what you call back in the day. We're talking about LL Cool J. You know, we're talking about 50 Cent, Lil Kim, Bobby Brown, you know, New Edition, period. That's us, Generation X. Run DMC, Salt and Pepper. So we're not that old. All right? We're back in the day, literally. You're talking about Biggie, Tupac, all of them. are Generation X. Puffy, Ducking Generation X right here. It's us. Big Meech, Terry. We are Generation X babies. And we are between two. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you go forward, 1, 2, 3, damn near 4. We're coming at Alpha generation ends in 2025. Now we're going to have another generation. So Generation X is in the middle of two totally opposite generations, going back in history and going forward in history. We're in the middle, literally. So we have an understanding of all those generations before us and all the ones in front of us. We're in the middle and can really sit here and document and understand both eras. So a lot of us Generation X become protective over the boomer area and the Y generation, because the Y generation are our babies. When you're Generation X, the Y, the millennials, I don't know why I didn't put a Y there. The Generation X, we birthed and brought forth the Y generation babies. And I'm going to tell you what some of us did to these Y generation babies. Our Y generation babies are a true product of us. Boomers are going to die, and they're dying now rapidly. My mom's a boomer. They're going to die with their Bibles and their way of life. They are. They're going to. And we have to respect them because we grew up underneath them in church. They whooped our asses and disciplined us. The boomers did. So we were raised with very strong morals from the boomers and the silent generation, including the greatest generation. Us ex-babies. We were a product of the former 3 generations before us. We were disdain babies, Generation X. We were disdain babies of what the baby boomer generation went through, which was the civil rights movement. And we were a disdain of that. We were also a disdain of the silent generation, 1925 to 1945. And we were a product of the greatest generation, which would be our great grandmas. So this is why there's a reason. After what all the generations went through before we went through, Generation X, look at all the generations prior to us. We're a product of those generations. So when we had our millennial babies, we went 2 ways with this shit. We raised our Y. A lot of us Generation X made this big mistake with our millennial babies. We spoiled the shit out of our millennial babies. Those of us who kept our kids and sheltered our children. A lot of us did that to our millennial generation babies. We did that to them. Now there's another half of us that really fucked up and totally neglected our Generation Y millennial babies because it was mass incarceration, mass crack addicts, drug addiction era, heavy gang violence across these cities. And what happened with our Y generation babies, our millennials, a lot of them across these 50 states were raised by boomer generation grannies. That's a fact. Generation X in my generation that fucked up, that got stuck on crack real bad. A lot of our babies were raised by the boomers. That's why you see a lot of 1980 babies with the same morals as Generation X, because the baby boomer grandma was taking in and stressing, taking in their drug addicted Generation X's grandkids. So they didn't have a chance to have a fucking life because they spent a lot of their life raising Generation X's crack addicted, dope addicted babies. And this is why you see a lot of Y generations not respecting Generation X and boomer generations. A lot of millennial babies. When I say millennial, I mean Y generation. This is why you see a lot of millennials that don't believe and don't respect Generation X and boomer generations. They fucking can't stand them and they want them to shut the fuck up. And they almost have a great hate for the boomer generation, because it was the boomer generation that had to try and discipline them. And the millennials were exposed to so much that they don't feel that they need to respect the boomer generation, and I understand why. So now, with that being said, I want to move into this fucking paperwork that a lot of our millennial generation have been exposed to in the worst way ever. And they're being exposed by airheaded fucking X generations. And that's a fact. Yeah. And they're getting it from a fucking street way of life. And somebody else who's giving them misinformation. I'm serious. And it's very bad. I will never ever stand on this paperwork shit. Never. Not from no white person, no old ass granny that's retired and miserable as fuck. That's foreign. Such as that lady that I showed you about. This lady, Anna Marie Reisinger and James Clinton Belcher. Fuck that. It's a good book to read. It's educational, but nah. And I'm going to go in deep why I'm standing what I'm standing on. I'm about safety net for our people, because we don't know what the fuck is going on with this AI and all this other shit. I'm standing in safe zone. Facts. With this paperwork shit, I ain't touching it. Only paperwork I'm dealing with is the recordings that I create and my history. All right. My declaration is a recording of my history from me. And they're official documents because it's from me in the time that I'm breathing. A declaration is straight up a statement, an announcement, a proclamation. And it's an attempt to make a correction with Congress, local municipalities, anybody who is in a power to attempt to identify me on my own fucking land. It must be corrected and it must be clearly understood. Okay? Just because a government identifies me based on my skin color, we got to put the correct information in perspective. Negro, colored, mulatto, Afro-American, black are all observations of skin color of people, including Indian. Indian is also a racial identity. That's the difference between Indian and the color of your skin. Indian is a racial identity of people. Colored, Negro, mulatto, black are all descriptions and observations of a people's skin tone, recorded by appointed government agents. That's what that is. Seriously. If I'm over in Africa and they have me written down as a Negro in Africa, that means I have brown skin. If I'm white and I'm over in Africa, and they're trying to observe my skin color, and I'm white and from the soil of Africa, I'm a white African. My observation of my skin is white compared to the darker person. But now let's leave that fucking continent. I'm in North American continent. And white foreigners are observing me and recording what they see for the government in my household using Spanish words, negro. That means black. That's all that means. It means black. My skin color. That's all that is. Observation of my skin color. Compared to a white person. That's not a race. It's skin color. If I'm on an Indian reservation in Indian territory, I'm an Indian. I am. But what's my observation for the federal government? Oh, a Negro, which means a black. I'm a black Indian on a reservation. Because guess what? There's a white Indian on the reservation. It's two different kinds. One only became an Indian because a remote degree of blood or they were adopted. But one is legally defined as the Indian. You don't need the blood quantum if you are legally defined as the Indian. That's tribal law. You're legally defined as the Indian. The takeover is fucking real. The takeover of the legally defined Indian is fucking real on a reservation. I don't care what none of you say. Take me to court and prove me wrong. Now, the freedmen, I'm not even going to front. They had bad motherfucking representation. They did. Real bad. Real bad. The selfish, evil takeover of the civilized tribes was remote degree motherfuckers. Remote degree. The remote degree motherfuckers took over the legally defined Indians' power. It is what it is. That's what they do. These people happen to be lineage of German, Irish, all kinds of white descent, European descents. They're also the people overseeing the motherfucking 13 colonies. Same people, different locations. That's all. And what kills me the most about the Indian territory and makes me fucking laugh is seeing a remote degree motherfucking Indian doing a powwow. Like, like they're into their fucking spiritual Indian history. Your ass is European and you're thinking, like you're into the spiritual mood of the motherfucking Indian. No, you're not. I don't fake shit. They look dumb as hell with the two braids, man. Come on. And like they're so into their Indian culture. What are you thinking about when you're doing this? Come on. I'm talking about the white person claiming to be Indian by a remote degree of blood. All this. You ain't no ancient ancestors responding to you while you're doing this. Ain't no fucking ancient ancestors of the legally defined Indians responding to your ass when you're doing these powwow dances. Y'all clowns, man. You 164th on a reservation talking about, what Indian ancestor is glorifying you? I'm keeping it a motherfucking buck with your adopted ass. Come on now. Stop playing the games. You was not doing that over in Ireland. You came over here, you're 164th Indian, and you're doing a powwow, setting up, worshiping the ancestors. What fucking ancestor are you worshiping on the that made you 164th? I mean, you're worshiping and giving praise to one nigga that's on the tree. Come on, get out of here, man. I look at shit for what it really, really is. 164th Indian is a white person. Literally. And you're all in the groove of at the powwow, jumping around, doing the Sundance shit. And that dance is literally for the one Negro on your tree. Come on, let's look at shit realistically, y'all. Let's have these real conversations. Looking at shit for what it really is. A 164th white person doing and dressed up and feathers and shit, dancing. Think about this, what it really is. It's a white person dancing on a reservation doing a Sundance or any powwow today. Sending up worship to their ancestors. The one ancestor, only one. 164th means one nigga on the tree. And that's the one you're dancing to. Do you really think that that Indian is up in the spiritual world saying, honor to you, daughter? Fuck out of here. Because I'm telling you now, because they're like me. They're not. Really. What they doing is this. Exactly what I'm doing. Or exactly what any big mama do in the house when her son or daughter done brought home a white kid. A white person to join the family. Not that there's nothing wrong with it, because we got a lot of mulattoes in our family. But that one nigga ancestor on the tree is doing this when you're doing the powwow. And her name is Betty Jean. She's doing just like this when you're doing your little Indian powwow dance. You, the 164th. This is what they're doing. They're not sending back spiritual positive vibrations to you. What they're saying is, see what the fuck I told you about dragging shit in the house? That you ain't supposed to? This is what the fuck happened. That's what Betty Jean, your ancestor, saying, that one nigga on the tree. I'm keeping it a buck, because we still say the same shit today. You're causing problems. See, this is the shit that happened. That's what the ancestors doing when you're in a powwow, taking on and stolen identity. Because you said that you found one ancestor on your tree that's a Negro. Now, if you are truly being genuine and just saying, well, I'm doing the dance, like you always say, I'm doing the dance because I found a Negro on my tree. And I'm not ashamed of that. So I'm going to go out and dance. Okay, that's cool. I got you. But the motherfucker dead. Been dead a long time. And don't nobody know nothing about him but no, for real. Really. Now, you do have Europeans that say that. Well, I have Indian blood. That's the same thing today as saying, I got black friends. You got one fucking black friend. One. Michael Jackson. That's it. Nobody else. Stop. You got one fucking black. I got black friends. I do. Michael Jackson. That's the first nigga y'all think of when y'all say, I ain't prejudiced. I got all Michael Jackson songs. That's one nigga. They kill me with that shit. Then when you go look in their YouTube page, you don't see nothing but white people. No, not one nigga. You don't even see no pictures of Michael Jackson on their YouTube page or their Facebook page. I'm not prejudiced. I got black friends. Why your black friends ain't in your friends list? And then another one that's killing me. I'm not racist. My cousin's married to a black guy. That's your fucking cousin, not you. My cousin's married to a black child. Your cousins. Stop the bullshit. So this is why I stand on saying that it's very important to declare, to remove yourself from being identified as a descriptive term, because color is an adjective. It's a descriptive term. It's an observation. This is why I say it's important to do a declaration, to remove yourself from being visually understood to be a descriptive term. You need to be who you really are according to agreements after the Revolutionary War and the Civil War and the creation of the Constitution. Okay? You need to correct who you are, because there's only one race mentioned in the Constitution, and that's Indian. No other race is identified, because outside of the Indian are all the foreigners, because the people are the foreigners, and it's a foreign government. The foreign government understands Indians, who the Indian is, but outside of the Indian is a foreigner. The people, we the people, those are the foreigners. Those are the citizens of the United States government. But the Indian is the Aboriginal that's mentioned in the Constitution. The Indian is the individual that they cannot impose tax laws on. So I say the declaration is very necessary to remove yourself from being a descriptive observation to being the Indian you are. Because right now, white people in Indian territory are claiming to be the Indian, the 164th that's dancing to the one nigger on their tree, the one Negro, the one legally defined Indian on their tree. So now you need to correct it in the Constitution, make it very clear. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't think that it's important to correct your racial identity and put it down on the record that, yo, representative, congressman, or whoever your representative is at the federal level in Congress, the people who oversee the enforcement of the Constitution, if you don't think it's important for you to take a stand and say, hey, I'm the Indian here, but you remember me? You describe me as being colored, Negro, black. I'm here, but that's just my description. I need you to fix who I am. You forgot. I'm Indian, not tax, Mr. Senator. See? And also, see, here's the UNDRIP. It's attached to my declaration. So, Mr. Congressman, all right, I'm sending this to you so you can know that you're representing the Indian, not tax, when you go sit before Congress. That's what I'm saying. That's why the declaration is important. So if you don't think that it's important to make it known who you are beyond the description that you were observed to be by federal agents, if you don't think it's important to declare that, all you're doing is making a statement and putting it on the record. That's all you're doing. You're not doing no harm to yourself, because we Indians could be citizens. That's why we're in the Constitution, because we can be citizens. But you need to make sure they know, oh, here I am. And see the jealousy when you read it in that 1860 Constitution. when it said the 5 civilized tribes watched the United States with a jealous eye. Yeah, you're fucking right. But there's a difference between you and the foreigners. And it's a difference between you and the foreign citizens of the United States. There's a difference. They're foreign citizens, granted rights to be citizens, were born here. They're naturalized. They're citizens in the United States. But there's a difference between that Indian as a citizen and the foreign citizens. Okay? You got to make the difference. And see, it's a desperate thirst and it's a severe jealousy of the citizens, the foreign citizens in the United States. They always couldn't stand that fucking Indian. They never even wanted the Indian to become citizens. They can stomach, okay, you're a colored, you're a Negro, you're a black. Don't say Indian. Oh, fuck that. No. Because it's my ancestors that sat down and wrote this motherfucking Constitution with you. You're not going to come and tell me, being an Indian, not to say, don't say you're Indian. Okay, you can say you're colored. You can say you're Negro. You can say you're black. Don't say Indian. Fuck you. You a foreigner on my land. I'm saying that I'm Indian. And I'm putting it on the record whether you like it or not. That's why they keep calling you African and African American, because they're foreigners and they're telling you that you're African. No, you need to set the record straight. You need to check the foreign citizens at the motherfucking door. It's your responsibility as the individual, because you came in this bitch as an individual Indian citizen and you failed to check the shit at the door. So now I'm telling you that it's necessary to declare your correct racial identity based on the United States Constitution. And that is nothing but an honorable and civil thing to do, because you're doing it on paper. You're not warring and pulling out M9s and all that bullshit. You're simply making a correction. Foreign citizens are always going to be mad and jealous. You're African. No, the fuck I ain't. Why? Because I'm brown? No, bitch. I am not African. Okay? Let's get the record straight. I am not African at all. I did not come here. I was already here. I watched.
42. Once a pandemic era policy expires next week, asylum claims will be processed under Title 8. I spoke with one migrant from Jamaica who says he's been here for several days. Take a listen.
We are here. We've been here 3 days already. It's difficult because we don't have anything to eat. We haven't taken any baths, and it's very hot and it's very cold in the night. Just want to go to the US to get a work, to change my life and live a good life.
And this is what you need to understand. You foreign citizens, okay, that literally are Africans. I am the Indian that was here. I am the Aboriginal that was already here and watched you come through the borders or landing on a fucking ship. Come to here. I was sitting here watching back then, just like I'm watching today. So you foreign citizens are being checked at the motherfucking door. Just because you're African coming across the border, you don't come in my fucking soil and tell me that I came from Africa when I watched your ass come in here from Africa. That's what I'm saying. So you motherfuckers that's sitting on African, you got your proof that you African, live by it, enjoy it, but don't come across the motherfucking border and tell me, oh, hi, you're African. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm not. It's a difference between when you do a motherfucking rain dance and I do it. Because both sides of my families is who I'm dancing to. My ancestors. They're all look like me. All of them. Remember, you foreigners, you're dancing to the one Negro on your tree. I got 64 of them motherfuckers. So if all 64 of mine is the exact same thing as me, I'm the motherfucking full blood. I made you the Indian. Remember that. And you need to know that. When you do a powwow dance, you're dancing to one goddamn legally defined Negro, so-called. When I do it, I'm dancing to all 64 of them. I am going to put my link in the chat room. And I am dialoguing with people today about the declaration and the necessity of it and why it's important. Okay. And why that paperwork is not important. I'm going to go in detail about that fucking paperwork and what it does to you. Okay? An Aboriginal to the American soil should not, and I'm telling you this. An Aboriginal to this North American continent shouldn't be filling out no fucking paperwork to be acknowledged. You are the Aboriginal. You don't need a foreign government to acknowledge you. But what you need to do is make a statement that substantiates the fact that you're an Aboriginal and you do not need a foreign government to acknowledge you on your own soil. But what they will do is respect you as the Indian not taxed. You're making a statement. You're not filling out their paperwork. You're filling out your own, and you're making your own declaration. You don't need to fill out paperwork for a foreign government. Only foreigners need to do that. And I can't say that enough for you to understand. Don't. Now, I'm going to open my panel. And Court, you want to come up here? That's fine. I'm going to put this link in the chat for y'all. I'm not debating with nobody. I'm setting the record straight. I'm setting the record straight. There's the link. I'm going to play a song, and I will wait for you to come up here. You must turn your camera on in the back, just so I know who you are, and you can turn it right back off. I will wait for you. Anybody brave and with bars, foreigners, or step to the panel.
Long live Ag. Yeah. These are my memoirs. Light up a cigar, smoke up the memories as I sit and dust them off. Why do people say it's just to piss you off? Ignore them, no call button and then dress too par. Now they can't test the gods, had to defy the odds. It only get tougher back then, we thought times was hard. Told them don't write me off, told them don't type at all. To all the ones that gave up, this a reply to y'all. That wavy haired kid that you knew, been on a tear since. The crowds was lower than the laughter, now that I'm hearing the praise for staying committed to something they played with. It was always about us, it's never about who's your favorite. Took my insecurities and made my future more secure. The way we moving, it's like we really been here before. The proof is in the progress from the year before. Furthermore, we wanted to further things more. They took another route, so what you think we kings for? No angel ever said, yo, who these wings for? Ain't no champion ever said, who these rings for? So don't question what God doing, who you live for. Start accepting who you are and what you do it for. Doing less, doing more, it's really either or. Meet them halfway when one close, here go another door. Here go your dreams, what you running for? Head full of steam, cause you want it, huh? But it's in your genes, you was born a star.
Yeah, damn, we done came far. The blessings soon pay off. I don't get a day off. Feel like the playoffs, they like, when y'all gon' take off? Dill got laid off, now we focused on trademarks. We just making hits after hits, no aid off. Now they wanna eat off the same plate that I ate off. They really be brainwashed, I sold ain't for trade-offs. Listen to these verses, these are thoughts that I brainstorm. People do me wrong, but nowadays I just pray for them. I've been under pressure, you can't tell cause I stay calm. Hiding peace and quiet, all I hear is the rain falls. Now all I see is green like my name was Draymond. ISO the brand and you know we gon' rain on. Shout out to the fans from the jump that stayed on. Rolling every hour of the day till the pain gone. Now every time we drop, yeah, they know that is napalms. ISO.
All right. I'll play one more song. Until y'all get your ass up here. If not, I'm just going to go right into this paperwork shit. And I'm going hard.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping. Stacking them Franklins, them Grants and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself. Yeah.
All right. And once again, as what we talked about earlier in the segment, these are former British colonial dependencies. And that means literally you're depending on the British government. Slave, aka employee registers. In Jamaica, these are not United States, North American soil records, not the continent of North mainland. These are not our records. It's Jamaica. How you doing?
Hey, Sister Buffy.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. So again, as I stated, Negro is a color. It's a color of a skin. It means black. It's a Spanish word used to identify the color of one's skin tone. African or Creole, those are identities of race. Right here, they can clearly see Betty is 100 years old in Jamaica, and she's black, aka Negro, and she's African. These people are way up in their ages. I believe they at this point in time, back in 1813, 1817, they could clearly say, "Oh, I'm not African. She's 100 years old. Johnny or Jenny's is 85, and Charity is 80." Look, we on the North American mainland did not make these records. You need to go, if you're a Arawak or a Taino, then you need to go to Jamaica and fix it. But I believe it to be true just based on history of bringing these folks in here from Africa. And a lot of them look African. Their culture is very African. Very African. But who am I? I'm only going by the records I pulled. So, let me take this down and get into this paperwork. Quoa, is there something that you wanted to say before I get into the paperwork bullshit? How you doing, sweetheart?
Yes. The reason why I address Bo Sanchez,
Oh, your
I
mic
love
sounds a little muffled. It sounds a little muffled. Your microphone, it sounds a little muffled and very low.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Let me see if I can adjust it on my end.
I had to turn it up.
Microphone, mic settings. Okay. Let's see if I can turn it up. Go ahead and talk.
The reason why, don't get me wrong, I love Bo Sanchez. I listen to him all the time, but the reason why I said, sometimes I don't get him on his points of dealing with us because he still addressed us as African Americans and he don't put two and two together even though he deal with syncretism. Um, I just don't get some of his points when it deals with our people. He still puts our people in the same slave mentality, thugs and things like that of that sort. If that make any sense.
Yeah, well, because of us, our people using that terminology so long, African American, it's kind of automatic because the word's been in for use for a very long time now, since 1988. And him being born an 80s baby, he's coming up with that racial identity. And believe me, Brother Sanchez knows, and he will tell you he's not from Africa. Brother
Right.
Sanchez is an Alabama baby, and he will tell you he's an Aboriginal. So sometimes you can't help but to use that word, African American. But we know what they did, and he knows what they did. And I could stamp that for Brother Sanchez. And I don't think he means any harm. Now, him saying our people being thugs and all this shit, it's true. Look at our hoods. Come on. We can't lie. He's telling the truth.
I understand that, but
Uh,
just like I
and and look at the behaviors on YouTube channels. You got fucking 50-year-old men, 45 and up, saying, nigga, I'll pull up to you and I kill you. You don't know what I did back in the day. Motherfuckers respect me. When niggas talk like that, that is hood gangster. When you can't have a decent conversation on our YouTube channels. If you look at NBC News, if you look at Fox News, if you look at any news channel and they have a panel of members talking about a particular political topic, they're not up there saying to each other, I pull up, you know who the fuck I am. It's the behavior compared to what I like to see our panels look like. Like me and you up here. We're not holding a conversation where we say, nigga, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We're not doing that. So that behavior sucks when you're looking at it from a chat room and trying to enjoy and two opposing um, perspectives of a particular topic. It look ugly as fuck. I really would like my channel to start looking like NBC News, and I'm gonna be working with my tech people to bring me there and put my platform like NBC News, because those are the topics I'm gonna hold on my panel. I don't want to sit in the audience watching six brothers on a panel threaten each other just because one don't believe the other. That sucks. And that's why I get turned off and leave, because it's embarrassing, especially when they're my age and my era and it's X generation brothers and sisters exercising that behavior. I don't like it, man, no more. It's corny, and it makes us look bad. So he's right when he be saying that shit. I'm gonna stamp him. I love Sanchez. That's my nigga. If he
yeah,
don't
me
get no
too.
bigger,
Yeah, me too. Sanchez
you
is
know?
awesome. I just
Yeah,
didn't understand
I
that
do.
point, but I do now that you
Yeah,
explained it.
that's what I mean. Like me and you, we sitting talking, dialoguing and stuff. And I'm not gonna threaten you because you don't believe me. And I'm not gonna threaten to pull up and remind you of how the respect I had back in the fucking 90s, which is long gone.
Yeah, I don't
As a
get that either.
gangster, it just shows the immaturity in people that have not grown. You got 50-year-old and 45-year-old men who never stop being 22.
Right. It seemed like they pick and choose who to be like that too, because if it not to call a race card, and I don't like going into the race card, but if it was another race other than uh, so-called black people, Indians, uh, they would have a different perspective on the other race than their own. They disrespect their own race, but then when another race come, they'll be humbled and they'll
Yeah,
call. Yeah, I don't get that.
yeah. They do. We do that, and we see it live. You could come up on the panel like Shay Sun or not a coincidence come up on the panel, and I disagree with him, right?
Mhm.
And then because Shay Sun continues to stand on these funny looking people being the real Indians, right? I'm not gonna turn around and say, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. Man, you could, if I ever seen you, I punch you in the face. But when a white guy come on the panel, ooh, everybody be quiet. Let's listen to him. Because he's gonna give you something. You know, they're not my fucking savior. I'm not going for that shit. But I would rather have a professional conversation. And you're right. A lot of our people that invite white people on the panel, let them up. It's because they really want to have a decent conversation. And we don't want, and we exercise that behavior when white people come on our panel. We treat them more professional, and we instruct our audience not to be hard on him because he's a white guy. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why of that, because we really, really, really do want white people to come on our panels and have professional conversations with them. But here's what they forget. You forgot yesterday that you was acting real fucking crazy and you threatened to kill your own brother and meet him up in his own state to have a fight with him or a war with him. So now the white guy is like, oh, fuck that. I don't want Pookie visiting me. So they're reluctant to come on our panels. So this is why I say I don't like to hold those conversations on my panel because I'm X generation, right? I don't like to see two opposing brothers fight and say they're going to kill each other and meet each other in the city. That's like real 16-year-old. And this is why I won't have a debate with Rootword, because I'm 57. I'm not 22 and 21. So I'm not going to hold you on a professional conversation on my channel until you fucking turn into a 50-year-old. And I like when white people come on my panel and give their perspective because they were taught a story about our history too. And they were taught lies too. And I like to hear from other white people from other countries and here in the US, because that's how you learn. You learn what they were taught versus what we were taught. So, yeah, we do act a lot better towards white people when they come on our panel than our own. We do. And that's a fact.
Yeah, because I didn't understand that, but now I do. It's a little bit more, well, way more clearer.
The way you get foreigners to join your panel is not hold threatening platforms. That's all. The way you get white people and other cultures and races of people to come on your platform is you refrain from holding threatening warlike platforms. We look stupid as fuck when we cuss each other out and allow the whole world to see. We do. We look dumb as fuck.
It's chaotic.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because my family is from Virginia, but I'm from Baltimore and I live in South Carolina. So I just been like within those regions, and it's it's kind of the same, almost the same way, but it's like going towards the south is more uh lenient, it's more respectful, it's more peaceful, it's more clear. The history is there. It's the lies, even though if it's lies there, you still can find the truth. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was me.
Oh no, that's my daughter. I'm telling her that I'm live.
Oh,
So let's see. Some of the statements in the audience. Yeah, but some of those, and don't delete nobody, y'all, because I want to hear their comments. Fatty says, I hope I pronounced that right. But those saying 50th at let's see, the writing is bad. But those same 50-year-old won't say shit to white MSN, aka George Zimmerman. Well, if George Zimmerman came on my panel today, and I would have my camera on, I can say this. If George Zimmerman came on my panel, I would tell him with my camera on, I believe you killed the boy, the young brother, and I believe you're wrong. And I don't believe what you did to him was worth his life. I believe you started trouble with him, and I'll stand on that. If he was to come on my panel right now, I would tell his ass that. I would say, I really believe. I won't have to be unprofessional with it. I would, because I remember that. I watched that with the Hawk, the whole case. I was disgusted. And then his own lawyer showed disgust with him. So I would say it. I certainly would. But remember, the news media is controlled. They can only say but so much. They can't even give their personal opinions. They got a whole script that rolls before them and they're reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that. So education is very key. So hopefully you learn, Fatty, you learn that today is a lesson that you learn that the media is controlled and they're not allowed to speak their personal opinions. They have to read the script that they're given to about worldwide news. So anything else, Quoa? Because I'm really getting ready to get into this paperwork.
Yeah, I don't think he was human, or he had a trained mind. Because after that case flew, he just disappeared.
No, he ain't disappeared. He's still out there. But anyway, I'm gonna mute your mic because you got a little background and get into this paperwork shit. So let's go, y'all. The paperwork. The never-ending paperwork orchestrated by foreigners to mainland Aboriginal Indians. The dreadful, confusing paperwork that I do not promote for a mainland Aboriginal Indian. One thing you have to understand, and one thing you need to get in your head, there's two type of people on this soil. They're the Aboriginals, meaning the people of this soil, and foreigners. Bottom line. Two kind of people on this North American continent. The people from the soil and foreigners. That's what you got to understand. And then there's a third type of person, an Aboriginal whose lineage leads them to another area of the North American continent. Okay. That has a green card to get on the mainland. You got them kind. All right. The foreigner has to do paperwork, a particular kind of paperwork, in order to do business on the mainland in the United States, within the 50 states. All right. You should never, ever, being an Indian, aka Aboriginal, to the mainland soil, you should never take on the advice and conduct a process that a foreigner has to do. Don't do it. You don't need to do that. You don't need to fill out paperwork like foreigners do. You're not the foreigner. You don't have to fill out paperwork. All right? You don't. You don't need, I'm going to keep saying this, it makes no sense for you to fill out paperwork instructed by a fucking foreigner to evade taxes. So what you're doing is allowing a foreigner to assist you in filling out paperwork to evade taxes. Think about that for a few minutes. I'm going to just play it. Think about it.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day, and when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you.
All right, let's go. That's who I'm referring to, Fatty, the same ones. So now, oh my goodness. Hang on, y'all, for 1 minute. Hey, hey, I apologize, you guys, for that. So, understanding this definition and who you are, you're an American. Yes, it was originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races. All right. But now they're applying that title to descendants of Europeans born in America. Okay. Remember, the Europeans were kicked out of their country. So now they don't have no damn country. They came here to start a whole new life all over again. All right. So now, because they don't have no country, they've been kicked out, persecuted out. And now, because they're born here within the 50 states, they're aboriginal to the 50 states. So they're calling themselves Americans. But let's go to the originality, who it only and originally applied to: the Aboriginals or copper color races. All right. Aboriginals is a noun. It's a specific group of people. Copper colored are people who have this skin tone here. And I'll give you an example. Let's go to the example of why our people, the Aboriginals, aka Indians, have always been an observation of people by federal governments or anything that's controlled by federal governments. Here we go. It's always and always have been based on observation. All right. Back in 1872, where the copper colored races, the Aboriginals, were identified as colored. That's a description. That is an adjective. And it's a separation. to be able to determine and distinguish between the white races, which is another color. It's an adjective. It's a visual description of people. You have your white people with white skin tone. Okay, that's the way they do it because it's either darker or lighter. And then you have your colored people. Those are descriptions. Those are the descriptions, the adjectives on our birth certificates, okay, our marriage certificates, census sheets, everywhere. That's not a race. It's a physical observation, a visual, observation of who you are. So when you were born in the 50 states, in a hospital or at your home, the midwife, or if you're born in the hospital, the doctor it came to race, they had a choice. Either pick the color of the skin or what is the race of the baby. Colored. So if you have a pile of records on your desk and they're all birth certificates as a nurse, pile of birth certificates on your desk. Let's say you have 1,000 of them on your desk and you got to sort them all out. There's only two types of people that sort is going to be. It's only going to be two piles. They're either going to be a colored or white. So you sort them. So when you pick the document, oh, I'm dealing with an Indian. Oh, I'm dealing with a European. Simple. So these are the visual descriptions that are on our birth certificates, federal census sheets, any kind of document that the federal government or individual states have on specific forms, these observations of you. So, as an Aboriginal, aka American Indian, in order to reap the benefits in the Constitution, you need to declare who you are. It doesn't say colored, not taxed. It doesn't say Negro, not taxed. You came into these 50 states as a description of people. You need to correct it so that these senators up here that are sitting before Congress, because this is a General Assembly. Excuse me, Mr. Darlington Smith. My skin color is colored. I'm copper colored, yes, but I'm Indian. My race is Indian. My race is Indian, sir. I need to declare this. I'm not. Yeah, this is the color, but you forgot to put down my actual race. Because how do you know I'm an Indian? How is anybody gonna know I'm an Indian? Senator Darlington, Senator Spencer, Senator Smith, Senator Spears. You know the color of my skin, but while you're sitting in Congress, they need to know that I'm a copper colored Indian, of the copper color race I am, of the Indian. That's not taxed in the Constitution. Even our senators were visually identified. Oh yeah, I'm colored. Yep. But what's your race, bruh? Oh, Indian. Damn. Yeah. Exactly. My point. So you need to make the statement and make it clear. You need to make it clear. There's nobody else on this soil that can say, "Oh, I'm Indian." I take no, the fuck you're not. 1/64th, you one Negro on the on your tree says you're an Indian. Okay, by the law, which is our form of government, the Indians, our form of government, the Indian tribes, our form of government. It's their law. We're the Indian. It's true. It's very, very, very true. Legally defined who the Indian is. White people with remote degree of blood and Negroes. Yep. Legally defined Indians. Okay, so now that I'm no longer under my former government and now I'm under your government, I'm taking those credentials with me, sir. So you need to declare it with these very, very people that are sitting at the federal table who enforce the Constitution, who make the laws for the very Constitution. These guys, the power is in Congress. So you need to remind Congress who the fuck you are. Are there any objections? The link is in the chat. Now, I'm saying this because these foreign people are all they're doing is guiding you through paperwork to help you evade taxes. White people use the 1099 form all the time to evade taxes. That's why they use the 1099 form to open their business. They get their LLC. All right. They become their own sole proprietor. And they work off of the 1099 form. That is how they evade taxes. Okay. So you don't need a foreigner to come over here and teach you that shit. And don't come up and tell me, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You're telling people to open a business in their full name. Do away with the social security number. Now you're a corporation. You're no longer the individual. Bethy A. Williams Incorporated. So now I'm a corporation. I don't have a social security number. I relinquished my citizenship. So now I'm a physical corporation. I'm a fucking building. You can't bring a building to the court and sue me. You see the trickery in this shit? This is why I say stay away from foreigners. Oh, put your money in a trust. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. All you're doing, because you're a fucking foreigner and you're stupid, all you're doing is making people open up businesses. That's at the end of the day what you're doing. Leave the fucking Indians over here alone. Do your own foreign bullshit. Stay the fuck off my Indian brothers and sisters with your bullshit. Now, you have people with felonies who have lost a lot of hope and don't care about relinquishing their citizenship because they feel that they just don't have a chance. But you still don't need to relinquish your damn citizenship. But if that's what you want to do, a lot of people that have felons and have chose a different life in the past, where this government and now no longer ever will trust them because of their life in the past, and they don't give them a chance to work in jobs because they have felonies. You should be opening your own business now at this point, because employers that own companies don't have to hire you if they don't trust you and they don't like you. What you, the felon, have to do is open up your own business and do it like you did in the old days. You got to open up your own business and make money that way and start giving your business cards to communities. You got to open your own business. You got to market for yourself and everything. But a lot of felons don't want to do that kind of work. A lot of them lack education, and that's the biggest barrier. A lot of felons want to get jobs. A lot of people, period, want to get jobs in people's corporations, and they want the corporation to train you. And so the employee that is in there that is going to train you is feeling like, no, fuck that. I went to college for 4 years to get this degree. Now you're telling me to train somebody who just got a high school education to do my fucking job? Hell no, I'm not doing it. I think they got a right to feel that way because they had to go 4 years college to get their degrees. And here it is, they got to train somebody who's going to get paid less than half the salary of them. But then they gain a skill because you trained them. This is what you've been forcing people to do for many years. People that have gone to college to be able to sit in the positions that they're in. You've been forcing, and I'm giving this shit to you from the flip side. You've been enforcing employees to train you for jobs that they went to college to do. And here you come in here with no experience, but a former criminal background. All right. But they need to train you for shit that they went to college for. So you could work for half the salary that they make. And they're angry about that because they feel it's not fair that they went to school to learn. Why couldn't you and your black ass go to school and learn to do what they had to learn how to do? See, they step in those positions with high paying salaries because they went to school to learn how to be masters in those jobs and run them and be great managers and directors and supervisors and CEOs. So now you're telling those very people to train your uneducated ass to work in their company for pennies. That's that. Now, how would you feel if I'm asking you the flip question. You, the inexperienced guy with the felony background who's have not gone through college. Let me ask you, Quoa. Let's say, Quoa, that you never went to college, right? But you know how to do. You want to get a job in somebody's corporation. This is what white people were forced to do. They were forced by quotas to let niggas in their companies to work. They had to meet quotas. They was forced to let niggas come in that did not have college education. They were forced to train them how to do jobs that they went to college for. All right. So let's say you, okay, work in a job, right? In a corporation. You went to school, you have a bachelor's degree in accounting, right? And you started that job making $70,000 a year, right? So then this black guy or black woman from the hood fills out an application. Your employer hires them because they have to meet a quota of hiring black people. And you have to train them how to do the work that you do. How does that make you feel? Because after you train them, the employer get rid of Quoa's ass. I can hire Pookie for 40,000 a year and get rid of her ass because we're paying her 70,000 a year. How do you feel about that?
I would feel a little bit frustrated, but then I would understand because it comes with the job.
So the employee, you trained him, and little Pookie, because he has drug selling skills of pushing paper and making money, you're making 70,000. They hire Pookie for 40,000, right? And you train him in the job you're doing, right? Then 6 months later, Cora, we're gonna lay you off. Things are getting slow, and so we're gonna lay you off. Now Pookie's doing your job. How do you feel about that?
Frustrated. I mean, if it's something I could do to prevent it, I do it. But if I can't, I'll just try to find another job or go back to school.
So you accept being laid off from a person that you trained, took your job for 40,000, right? And you were making 70,000 to take care of your family. And you are okay with that. Okay. Um, I'll go. Even though I was making 70,000 and I trained this dude, but they chose to pick him over me. You're okay with that and you're calm with it and you don't feel like you've been wronged. You're fine with that. And if you sit, I really want to hear. I want to feel how calm and you're cool with it. You're cool with the fact that you were making $70,000 a year to take care of your family, and they hired this black dude in your department, and you trained him to do everything that you do. Now he's mastered your job at $40,000, and 6 months later they say, "Okay, Corey, you can leave. You're laid off. We're picking you to get out of here." And that just fucks your whole life up because now you got to look for another job, collect unemployment, which you know they only going to give you $300 a week to take care of your family. It put you in that situation, and that doesn't bother you.
It absolutely does bother me. I mean, I will be pissed, but if I can take it up, if I could do something about it, I'm gonna do everything in my power too. But
what is it that you would do about that?
I will go to the head. I will go to the top level as far as I can go.
Well, they're the ones that made the choice to get rid of you.
Well, either I could convince them, or if I can't,
They're the ones who made the decisions. They're not even going to meet with you at the top level. Their decision is to let you go. It came from the top to let you go because they're going to save $30,000. And they got rid of all the people they're paying $70,000. So if they got rid of 5 people that they're paying $70,000 in the department to people that's making 40,000, you all trained them, and now all y'all asses got to go. And this is coming from top level. Sorry, you got to go. We're not paying you. You're talking about going to the top. They're not going to hear you. You're not even going to be able to get to the top. You're out of there. The security is escorting you out the building. What are you going to do, and how are you going to feel?
I'll be outraged, but uh, they do that with the Mexicans. What would you do?
I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about any Mexicans. I'm talking about you and only you. Don't bring Mexicans in it.
Gotcha. I mean, like I said before, I'll be outraged, but I'll go back to school and find another job. I mean, other than that, what can I do?
What can you do with your master level skill? You open up your own fucking accounting company and you provide services. You're your own boss. You become your own boss. You open your own company in the US and you market yourself and say, "Hey, I can do this job for you. It's just paying your payroll. All right, you're going to pay me $30,000 a year, but I'm going to work from my home part-time." So now you got a bunch of part-time jobs, and you know, because you master the level of accounting, you can create databases that just click out checks and you're keeping in accounting, paying their payroll. You get that $40,000 a year from 5 different people that you contracted with. Now, as a business owner, let me do the math. I'm not an accountant. That's why I don't do accounting. But hold on one second.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. You're an accountant. All right. 40,000 times, 40,000 times 5. Oh, wow. Goddamn, girl. You're a professional accountant. It only takes one time for a white boy or a business or a LLC owner to fuck me over with my life and my salary. I'm not going to no commission on human rights. I'm not going to no courts. I'm going to take that as a lesson learned. I'm about to be my own boss. Do you know how many companies will hire you with your master skill of doing payroll and accounting, credits and debits? 40,000 a year. That's what you're telling them. That person is going to be like, shit, yeah. And guess what? You're contracted with 5 different companies to do that at $40,000 a year. Now you the boss bitch making 200,000 a year right from your house. You the boss bitch now. You not only did you almost triple your goddamn salary as a owner, but you the boss bitch now making 200,000 a year. That's what the fuck you do. That's what I'm saying. You mastered the job. You ain't got to fight with nobody. You be like, all right, cool. And then they call you back. You know, Qual, I'm sorry we let you go. I really want you to come back. What you gonna do?
Absolutely not. I got my own shit now.
Oh hell no! You're not gonna be mean. They want you back because they know you know the job. Okay, you did that to me.
Let me off.
You tell them 80,000. So now, you making 200,000 plus 80,000. Oh, 200,000 plus 80. And I told you I'm not an accountant. Now you're making 280,000 a year. Not only did you get your job back with the company that let you go for doing the training, you upped your salary 10 more thousand. You can make it more than what you want. For the most part, they're gonna be like, oh, we'll give you. I would up it 20,000 or 100,000. They'd be like, yeah, we did her wrong. We let her go. We made her train these motherfuckers. So yeah, we'll pay you 100,000. Now you're making 300,000 a year because you still got the other 5 companies you're doing their payroll with your master ass skill. That's what you do. You ain't got to be dirty. You ain't got to do eye for eye with that. You look at the opportunity of it making more money. I work for you because they know you know their system. You win. You the boss bitch. You win. You making $300,000 now. So I say this because now we got to get all the Pookies and Ray Rays to understand. Look, these corporations and these CEOs ain't got to hire your black ass. It's their business. They shouldn't have to hire you based on quota. And I agree to that because I understand it. I didn't understand it not being educated, living in my hood. I didn't understand it. I thought it was that the arrogance I had being and living in the hood was that they gotta hire me because I'm black. They gotta give me the job. Because that if not, I go to Commission on Human Rights and say that they're denying all the black people jobs. Nah. I matured from that and understood why. Because if I open a business, I don't want nobody forcing me, telling me who the fuck I can work. I have to have work in my company. Because I open up my company. Oh, it's time. Eye for an eye. You better hire 5 white people in your company. And you ain't going to like that shit. So flip the script. They don't like it either. And they shouldn't have to. But that's what happens when you mature in your mind thinking. So now we got to convince Pookie and them, look, stop complaining. You working in a white man's job in Walmart and you don't like it because they're paying you $10 an hour. Look, get your own fucking business then. They ain't obligated to give you shit. You should be opening your own business. Stop being a slave. That's all. And then when you tell them what they got to do, they don't want to do it. They want shit already set fruity for them to walk in and step in. No. Do the fucking job to make the money. Open your own business. Stop doing shitty jobs. If you don't know how to lay tile down in the bathroom as a contractor, you shouldn't be trying to get into that business. You should be able to you should master. You should be any business you open up, you should be the master at doing the job. I've seen people come and lay tile down in the bathroom. They don't know how to line up the fucking squares. They're so no trade at all. And you got these people thinking that you can lay tile down. Your fucking tile should look like it looked in a prestige hotel. Go look at how tile is laid out in a nice hotel bathroom shower. Not these little hole in the wall hotels. A real nice hotel suite. The ones in the magazine. Let me pull shit up because sometimes people don't get the visual. All right, let's go look at these images. All right. I'm looking at it. Nice floor. All right, let's get it. If your a profession is laying down tiles, you should master this shit. You've worked under somebody and you've mastered it. All right. Look, you see this tile right here? If you can't make the bathroom look like this, where's the bathroom at? Look at that tile on the floor. You should be bad as fuck. You should be real good. Let me see. I don't see it moving. Here we go. This is an even better picture. Let me get this up. This is a prime example. Present, share screen. All right, where's the damn? Look at this kitchen. Look at the floor. If you have not mastered that art, that's what you should be doing. Learning how to do that. Getting the floor to look like that. Neat. Like it's in a goddamn newspaper article on a magazine. Look at that. The floor. Immaculately done. Look at the tile on the wall in the kitchen. You should master the trade and the art of doing that. And if you can do that, even installing cabinets, carpenter work, master the art of installing cabinets, laying the tile down, and it looks just like that. Some people do some shitty fucking jobs. And they don't want you working for their company because you haven't mastered the art to do it. Look at this floor. It looks beautiful. Look at how that door is put on. Master the art of putting on a door and painting it that beautiful brown and putting the knob on it. Some motherfuckers can't even put a doorknob on. You need to master the art. Look at this beautiful bathroom wall. If you have a trade, this is the shit that you need to know how to do. If you could do that, you open up your own LLC and you take pictures and put it in a portfolio album so people can see the kind of work that you do. And it should look like this, immaculate. Look at the floor. Immaculate. If you can't do that, then you continue to be a slave until you master the art where you can open your own LLC business. And if you can't make shit look beautiful like this and be in a magazine or on internet where people can say, wow, look at that. It's beautiful. I want my bathroom like this. They should be able to click on a link and contact you. Quoa, I would like to set up an appointment and you come and evaluate my home. I see this picture in the magazine you did. I want my bathroom to look like this. That's how you get your reputation out there as a individual Pookie contractor. This is the shit. This is how you master the art. Look at that. Can you lay the floor down? And then all I got to do, because I'm a throw rug queen. I love throw rugs. When my floor looks like this, I go in Walmart and get these throw rugs and I throw them on the floor because they look so pretty. Look at the sink. Master the art of installing a sink. I don't no longer live in the hood, and you want your sink to look pretty like this, not with rust lined up against the water drip area and it's rusted. That's mastering the art of being a contractor. This is the skill you need to open your business so you can be the boss. Learn how to install a tub. And then you can hire internet people to design your web page for you so that you could get the business coming to you. This is what the people you hate do. This is what the foreigner does when they come over here with skill. They know how to do this shit. And if not, they work in someone's LLC and they get the training. They work with this person under this LLC for like 5 or 6 years until they've mastered the art of it. And they say, okay, bro, me going to open up my own company now. Me ready to do it myself. And so they go and open their own fucking LLC and they mastered it. Now they could do this shit. This is what our Pookies and Rayways need to do. Either you have two choices: be your own fucking boss in the 50 states or continue being a slave, complaining and being mad because your master, aka your director, treats you fucked up. You either get out and open your own business or stay there and continue being a fucking slave. I ain't got time for all that. Now, probably ruffle some feathers. But let me tell you something. You don't need foreigners to come over here and you follow their process. You're not a foreigner. So why are you filling out paperwork? You're identified in the Constitution of the 50 states. If you live in the 50 states and you're a citizen, you don't need to fill out foreign paperwork to get over here to do business. This is what foreigners are teaching you. Or if you're not a foreigner, they're teaching you a way to evade taxes. Now, let's talk about taxes. You ain't fucking paying that much in taxes. If you making $70,000 a year, you ain't paying that much in fucking taxes. And you get to claim it back at the end of the year. You're not paying that much taxes. If you're making $50,000, they're taking $60, $70 tops out your paycheck. You're complaining about that? Really? They're taking $200 out your check every 2 weeks, right? Some of it's going to Social Security. Some of it's going to federal taxes, in which you get to claim, especially because y'all got kids. Some of y'all live to claim your taxes to get that $7,000 to $8,000 every year. You're complaining about $70, so you feel the need. Okay, you're paying about $100 tops $200 every 2 weeks, so you feel the need to remove yourself as a citizen, so you don't have to pay that $200 every 2 weeks. Get a 1099 and get in bigger fucking trouble. Relinquish your citizenship when you're getting rid of an investment that's going to help you when you get old and nobody can't help your ass. They know y'all niggas ain't going to save no money. That's why they created Social Security. So you could get Social Security when you retire. I'll be goddamn if I give up my Social Security benefits and my grandkids say, Nana, do you have any money? Yeah, baby, here's $100. I want to be able to do that when I retire. So I want my Social Security and my fucking pension that my money's been going in since the day I started working in my life. So $200 is stressful for you to let go out your check when if you continue to work all your life, you're going to get Social Security and you can just work a part-time job. But if you have, seriously, I don't understand the logic. I don't. I really don't. What's your thoughts, Quella?
You absolutely right. You got a great point.
So let me see. Sylvia said, you could come up, Sylvia. The link is in the chat. I know you ain't at work on no Saturday. Sister Bethy, I tried to hire a lawyer to help me with starting my payroll and bookkeeping services. Oh my God. You was going to get played. You don't need to do that. Sylvia, please come up here so I can tell you what to do.
There's a lot of people that's learning off the YouTube of how to do their own house.
Yeah, you was scam, boo-boo. You don't need to do that. Why? $5,000? Oh my God. No. You didn't even have to do that. You do not need a lawyer to help you start your own payroll bookkeeper service. No. All you need to do is open up your LLC, start your LLC, limited liability company, and deal straight with the IRS. That's it. No attorney needed. The IRS is going to tell you the tax laws. That's it. State filing amounts is cheap as hell. Let me see. Let's see. Let's go to. Okay. Let's go here. If you do it yourself, let me see. I don't want to learn that. Let's go here. Records. Okay. Oh. All right, here it is. Okay, now we're on their page. I thought it was. Where is it? That's television. What is the name of their thing? Offices. Division Public Records. Oh, let's see. Where is it? All right. I'm looking for a business. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Let me see. Um all right. Where are you? There we go. Okay, I found it. All right. So, let's say you're incorporated. Here we go. You open up a damn business, right? I'm in Florida, Secretary of State. Start a business. You want to start a business in Florida? Limited liability, profit corporation, nonprofit, limited partnership, fictitious name registration. All right, limited liability company. That's an LLC. Let's see. How much how much does it cost? It's all in here. It's probably what? Here it is right here. Limited liability company fees. It only costs $160 to start your business in Florida. Yo, and you said the lawyer was going to charge you $5,000? Girl, bye. Not you, Sylvia. Talk about to the lawyer. You do the shit yourself. Your articles of an organization, register agent destination. That's only $25. You want certified copy, it's optional, and a certificate of status. This is how much it costs if you want your certified copy, which you do want that from Florida, and your certificate of status, $5. Altogether, $160 to start your business in Florida. So all you gotta do is look on your Secretary of State site, and if you're not good with paperwork filing, all right, that's Secretary of State. Now, it costs $160 for you to do it yourself. Okay. Now, you go to a company like Ink File. They do all this shit for you. You just sit back. Let's go. They changed their name, but it's called Busy now. Ink File. Let's do it. They got companies that do all of this for you. Start your business for you. All right. It's now called Busy now. Get started. All right. Say you want to start your business. They do this right here. LLC. State formation. What state you want to start it in? Let's say you want it in, oh the hell, Florida, like we said. Right? Here's how much they charge you. Now, me, because I like the best, I go with the highest price. $424. You get the whole package. And they're telling you Florida charge $125 for the state fee. What comes with that? Business contract templates, free next day filing, domain name plus a business email, preparing and filing your articles of an organization. They'll do all this for you. Unlimited name searches, free register agent service. They'll get you your EIN business tax number, the form 2553, the operating agreement. They'll help you set up your corporate bank account, your lifetime company alerts. You get online access to dashboard, unlimited phone and email support, business banking account, business tax consultant if you want that. All right. And if you want to get the premium package, they'll do every goddamn thing for you for $424. This is another package, certain things. I want the shenag, so I'm going for the best. They do all this shit for you. They'll have your business up and running within 3 goddamn days. Fuck that lawyer. You could do little things like going to a company to get your business cards made. You do not need a lawyer. No. You're unable to sign in. What do you mean? I don't keep anyone from my panel. There's the link. It must be something. Oh, there she goes. There that baby go. That's my girl. Ah! Hey, Boop. I ain't seen you in so long.
This is true. Hi.
I know. How you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing good.
Oh, you're so pretty. Look at you.
Thank you. That was a hell
Yeah,
of a
you
fight.
got my phone number. You could call me.
Okay.
But it's exactly what I said online.
I missed half of it because I was too busy fighting trying to get on.
All right. So we went to Florida site. Let me go. If you did it yourself. Share
Okay.
screen. Say like you wanted to incorporate in Florida because it's the cheapest state to have your corporation.
Okay.
They only on total, if you do it yourself, start your business up yourself, you only paying $160 for the articles of organization, the registered agent, and you want copies of their certification, and you want a certificate of status. That's optional, but you want the shenag. You want it. You could do it right there from their site. Start your business, get it popping.
Okay.
And they got the instructions of filing the articles of incorporation and the different types of businesses you want to open up. For the most part, you want an LLC.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get.
You ain't no damn lawyer.
Oh, I was told I had to get a lawyer.
No. What you could do is you can call the IRS up. And you could speak and work with the IRS directly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they be could do some crazy stuff in California, man.
Yeah, you call the IRS and you can they have representatives and you can speak to them directly. Don't let these people shenag you out of no money.
Yeah.
And now after you speak with the IRS and you want to set yourself up, because you have not done it for yourself for the first time, I go with the professionals that know how to do everything. Okay. To set up. Here's what they charge you for the whole thing to set your business up. $424. You get all of this.
Wow, that was the fee I first paid the guy, was $500 just to get consultation from him. And then
hell no.
After I paid him that, he said, "Okay, I'm gonna look over your business proposal here, and I'm gonna make sure that everything is in line." At the end of the day, after he had it for like 3 weeks, I called him. I said, "Well, it shouldn't take that long to read it over. It's not that detailed. It's just a basic payroll and bookkeeping accounting service." He said, "Well, I have to tell you the truth. This is really detailed, kind of hard to for you to set up by yourself. So I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna do everything for you, but my fee is gonna be $5,000."
Hell no. You go to them and they're real about it. When they say you're going to pay this amount, that's all you're paying. That's the package. It's the platinum package.
Okay.
And you can go on their site. Girl, you call me. You know you already got my number.
Yeah, I
it's
do.
Not changed. Let them do this shit for you. Because now guess what it's going to do for you? As an accountant. All right. You being your own accountant business, right? That's what you want, right?
Correct.
Once they do it for you, you're going to get all copies of all these paperwork. Now you can do the shit yourself because now you know every document you need to help somebody else start a business, and you could charge your fee of $400 to get them popping.
Okay.
Because you done already learned from them how to do it because you got all the paperwork for a particular state.
Cool.
That's going to enhance you.
Cool.
Now, part of your accounting business, you can incorporate this into your accounting business. Oh, I help you set your business up. You know how many people all over the world are going to call you and say, hey, can you set my business up? And you multitask. You can do it. You do it right there from your damn seat.
Okay.
You set it up your damn self at home.
I'm gonna do.
Girl,
That's
call
what's
me.
gonna happen.
You already got my number, Sylvia.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah. I'll have
call
to.
me.
I'm gonna call you after. Sure enough, after I contact the IRS and let them see me walk through me, help me walk
Yeah,
through
talk
it.
to the IRS first before you
Okay.
even start the business.
Okay.
So they could tell you exactly what type of accounting business you can open.
Okay. Beautiful.
But if it's just for providing payroll services for different employers, I'm sure that there's something that you could set up, whether it's like a Sylvia Jones bookkeeping services. You speak with IRS representatives directly because they'll
Okay.
tell you.
It's payroll and bookkeeping services. Yeah, I do them both. Yep.
Tell them that's what you want to do.
Okay.
And from an IRS perspective, what type of LLC
Okay.
should I open?
Okay. Yeah,
You
he was
know,
trying. I'm so glad that my husband's like, no, that's too much money. Don't be trying to pay
it
him off his
is.
money. He's like, no,
That's a
babe,
ripoff.
that
You're
was
full of
straight
shit.
rip off. Wow. Oh
Mm-mm.
man, I'm glad you had this.
Don't deal with these niggas.
I'm glad you had that spill today because that was very important, man. I needed to hear
Yeah.
that because I've been stressed out trying to start it because it's like that's all I like to do is bookkeeping and
Right.
help people, make sure they get their taxes in and where they don't have to do all this overly work. I do it for you. I get you a spreadsheet. I get you a balance report. I get you your profit and loss. I set it up really smooth for people, and
Yeah.
I've had like maybe 6 clients so far this year. So I definitely need to make sure I get my own LLC because I want more clients. I love doing business like that.
Right. And you could do it from home. You
Yep.
can set up your office, or, when you feel like you're expanding, you can get like I a structure where they only charge you like $200 a month and it'll be your business. A lot of
Yeah.
people are looking to rent out, little pieces of their structure where you have your own entry and exit, a
Yeah.
business where
Yeah.
you can take it away from your privacy of your home.
Correct.
There's a lot of flexible things you can do.
Yeah, because right now I'm going to the clients and I'm picking up their information, or I'm having them email it to me, and then in their own little Google, online Google, portal. I set it up for
Yeah.
them, So yeah, I really would like to expand like that, but it's like so hard when I hear that people trying to burn me, and it's like,
Oh
what?
gosh, yeah. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty world, honey.
Yeah.
It's a dirty world.
Yeah.
But I stress to people, look, when you master something and you don't like how you're being treated after a while, and people's corporations, it's their corporation.
Yeah.
It's time for you to start your own.
Yeah.
That's what foreigners do when they get across the gates. That's all they want to do when they come over here.
Yeah.
So my thing is, don't get mad because they're coming across the border for a better life, because you ain't doing nothing but sitting up complaining about the corporations you're working in. Open up your own fucking one, just like the foreigner did when they came over here.
That's part.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the complaining. Then when you start bringing them this information, hey, this is what you got to do because this is what the foreigners do when they come over here.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to do that. All right, get your little black ass out of here. I'm tired.
Right.
I'm tired. I can't. I'm not gonna play with you because
You're right.
you don't want to. You don't want to do it. You
Right.
want
I
somebody
worked
to
for
do
so
it for you, and you want somebody to work it for you.
Yeah.
No, you ain't. Well, if you the God, you the God. Do it your damn self.
And you was on point when you was talking about the person that you sitting at work and you training the new hire that come in, right? Come to find out, you training your own boss. I've had that issue so many times.
All the
Girl
time.
didn't know a shit, nothing about bookkeeping, but she came in, I trained her from top to bottom, and all of a sudden they come back to me. I'm thinking I'm gonna get the promotion, and they tell me, "Oh, this is your boss." It's like, what?
Yes. Facts. That's the shit that they do.
Yeah,
That's what
that's why I
it's a
said, no,
foreign
it's time for me to get
corporation.
my own. Yep.
It's a foreign corporation looking out for foreign people.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
This was a
Hello.
bookkeeping
Peace,
company,
peace.
and that's what made me even madder. Was that it was
Yeah.
a bookkeeping company a taxpayer bookkeeping company that I worked for, and I'm training somebody that didn't know nothing about bookkeeping, and now 3 months later, after 90 days, she's my boss.
Facts.
I had to
That's
walk
how
out of
that
there. I'm
shit
like,
go.
oh no, I'm not your puppet. I'm not
That's
here to train
when
people for you.
that's when you somebody got a loud ass
The airplane
background.
going by. Sorry, one second.
Damn. Oh no, you all right. Um so what
Peace, Sister Betty. Hi, Sister
I'm
Betty.
hi, sweetheart. Can you hold it a minute? I'm dialoguing real quick. Thank you. Um what I'm sorry, I was thrown off. What I'm saying is this: when that shit happens to you, swallow your pride, and it's time for you to open your own business. That's
Yeah,
what the foreigners do when
yeah.
they come across the border. When the foreigners come across the border, they don't come over here to hang out in the hoods to
No,
become drug dealers. Not all of them. They come over here literally for a future to take
correct,
care of their families. But
correct.
if you're not exercising that power in your own community, on your own soil, why are you mad at the foreigner coming over here opening the business?
That's right.
Nothing is stopping a felon from opening their own business
Hmm.
on what they master in. That's why I showed the pictures I showed earlier. If you master the art of laying down tiles and installing cabinets, um, you should be starting your own um contractor business, construction business, or um what do you call it? Home restoration business.
Yeah,
You mastered the art on how to install cabinets. So now you set up contracts with people and
yeah.
you contract with a company that make cabinets, and you contract with that company that makes cabinets, and you sell their cabinets, and you're going to install it for them.
So you don't have to go to the city office and do contracts with them. You can go to the individual persons, companies.
Yeah, individual companies.
Okay.
You you look for different companies that have for different LLCs. Like there's people that have corporations created, right?
Hmm.
And they pay depending on how large their staff is.
Uh huh.
They might have 50 employees or less, right?
Okay.
And there's no need for them to do business. Remember with ADP? Remember that business ADP?
Yeah.
They did. They don't need a company like ADP
Yeah.
to handle their payroll. They could get somebody like you. You could handle a staff of 50
Correct.
payroll.
Correct.
So you look for a lot of LLCs who don't have the experience of keeping accounting and doing their taxes. A LLC that has 50 or less employees. Those are the ones you want to search for out in Google and say,
Okay.
look, I could do your payroll and all this for you. And
Okay.
they're like, yeah, for how much? What's your cost?
Yeah.
You know, you say, well, I'll charge you for your staff of 50. Um, eh, whatever I don't know what you're going to charge them.
Yeah.
And you building up your portfolio. So now you have like 10 different LLCs that you're the payroll person for, and each one of them have 50 employees. You don't want to overwhelm yourself either because you
No.
got
No.
50 times 10,
Correct.
you know.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at it from working behind the scenes, it's really not a lot
No. It's
because
not.
you've set up the way you're going to conduct a business for them,
Yeah.
where you're
Right now.
just now at this point pushing buttons.
Right now, my payroll is like I think it's 1,200 people.
See,
Yeah. And I'm working with 23 stores.
see.
Yeah. So, I want to incorporate all this knowledge that I'm gaining right now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a different type of payroll that I'm doing now. It's all manual, where I'm used to like doing mostly off computer. So I'm got 3.5 years worth of this knowledge behind me. So I definitely don't want to lose it. I want to use it to gain for
Facts.
myself.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
So you start your own business and you already know how to get out there and say, look, I could do this for you, where they'll pay an actual payroll person like 70,000 a year.
Yeah.
But I could slice that in half and provide you these services all electronically for 40,000 a year. That's what I'm saying. If you telling them you got 40,000 a year, you do it for them. And they're like, oh shit, all right. And then you got the next person, you tell them you do it for the same amount, 40, 40,
Yeah.
40. That shit adds up.
Yeah, it
Next
does.
thing you know, you in 6 digits.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. But the level of arrogance in here is just beyond me. And we can't help. You can't fix stupid.
No.
The level of arrogance is beyond me. And you got these foreigners coming in here on YouTube trying to train people how to do some fucking foreign process. Like, nah, money grip. You're of the soil. You don't have to do what they do.
Okay.
Because you're the Aboriginal. You don't have to do their process.
Okay.
You don't.
Yeah,
They're the foreigner. You're not. You're the Indian, not taxed. They're the foreigner coming over here. They're not the Indian, not taxed. You are.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be filling out no crazy ass paperwork. Yo, this is why I just stress. Look, all you need to do is the damn declaration. That's it. That's just a statement. That's just a letter you're mailing out to different congressmen of who you are. And that's it. Nothing else. All right, it's over. All this other extra stuff that they're making our people do. Oh, relinquish your citizenship. Get from no money grip.
Yeah.
I have an investment in these 50 states. And it's a reason why my ancestors fought on both sides of this war. One wanted to create this type of system for us to work, and the others didn't want it. But I was born into it, and I don't have a problem getting a job and going to work to make money.
No,
You do. Right. So I'm not going for that, man. Y'all losers, man. Get the hell out of here. Y'all disgruntled. Back in the day, pookie niggas and chicks. And now you in your damn 50s, damn near ready for retirement, and you disgruntled. You're not gonna drag me into your miserable world. That I will not have. Telling me, relinquish your citizenship from this place. This is your anger with the government, not mine, bro.
Right.
I'm not an agent. I'm just a civil person that get up and take my ass to work every day. And that's it. What your relationship is with this government is between you and this government.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't have that image. So I can't. I'm not dealing with no disgruntled ass 50-year-olds that's just miserable. I'm not miserable. You are. You want to pull away from the government, you do it. Don't try to influence me. But now, if you're around looking for disgruntled, miserable, lonely people like yourself, then go out and fish in YouTube for them. But I'm not that fish that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But anyway, New Growth, what's up, bro?
Thanks, Sister Betty. Thank you.
I love you, sis. Okay.
All right.
Hey.
What's up, bro?
So I just wanted to add to the bill. Since I already jumped out there without even having no experience. Understanding I didn't have no protection on myself as a human being, as a person.
You froze up, New Growth. Start all over.
Oh, peace to the panel, peace to the chat. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
I just wanted to add to the bill. Me being a person jumping out there without no experience or not having no team, no one to help me along the way. So the first thing I did, I grabbed a lawyer, and I paid a lot of money. To start my corporation. I paid too much to the point that, you know what I'm saying, now understanding the whole play about being tricked and all that. But at the end of the day, I did it because I wanted some protection on me as me moving into the business world, because I read this book about being an investor and all that. So now I see myself as an investor in everything. You know, I would invest in you. I would invest my time. But I just wanted to add to the bill to say that they know that our people is waking up to who we are. So they trying to put little scare tactics out there for you trying to for those who's trying to start their LLC, S corp or C corp. I have an LLC and I have a S corp. I started off with the S corp. That failed on me because I didn't handle my due diligence. But I have all my corporate records, everything. I have everything. You know, my minutes, my bylaws. I know the ins and out of my shit, but I'm not paying them taxes. They want me to pay them taxes to operate in California. That's why I've been in all my life. So I opened up in California, not knowing, I could have opened up in Delaware and not pay no taxes. Well, they want 800 off the top every year. They want 800, maybe a little bit more now with the inflation for them to operate, for you to open up any business up under your corporation. But what they having right now is called a corporate transparency. You ever heard of that, Sister Bethy?
I heard of that one.
No, brother, enlighten me.
It's a corporate transparency act where they just trying to see. At first, the corporation protects your identity. If you try to sue the corporation, they wouldn't know who the business owners are because the corporation has lawyers that will have you tied up in the legalese if you're trying to sue this person. If you like right now, I'm protected by my corporation. If you try to go after me, I could have you tied up in within my lawyers, and I could go start another business the next day, and it won't even affect me if I made a bad business deal or I did something wrong in the business and you suing me about it. It's just a bad business deal. It doesn't mean that I can't open up a business the next day and continue on my business. So right now they have this corporate transparency act, and they want to know who the people is now who's running these corporations. So this is a double sword because it exposed a lot of them too, the foreigners that's coming over and open up these corporations, and also expose who we are. We up under this false identity called African American, called Black, whatever. It's fraudulent from the get go. So anything you doing that, it's fraud. You're not gonna get no protection. You're not gonna get nothing. You basically may lose your business and everything, even your life, because that's a fraudulent identity which been played on us in a social construct through Hollywood and all that as a social construct. But for our own paperwork, there's something totally different going on, and that's where they've been hitting us at, getting us away from. Because if you do your research and go back in history, you'll see from the get-go when they started operating over here, they came up with an anti-literacy law. And that right there put a handicap us from learning about this stuff right now, what we're trying to get into. And you have to have somebody else to do this shit for you, which you should be able to do yourself. So you hiring a lawyer to do all this stuff that you don't know about this get-go, so you won't get fined, which I'm trying to bring up, which I'm going to bring up right now to me adding to this bill. Now they got this new act going on. I call it an act because at the end of it, it's an act. ACT, an act. So they have this Corporate Transparency Act, and they got this thing you got to file. It's called a beneficiary ownership information. The beneficiary
That's not new.
Huh?
That's not new. You get that from every employer. That's not new.
Well, they hit come New Year. The catch on it, come New Year, come January, you would be fined 500. You'll be fined 500 if you don't file this. If you don't file this beneficiary ownership information, you will. And they just started it because I just got all the emails.
Well, I can certainly understand why you would get in trouble for not filing that, and because if you just all of a sudden just drop dead, it makes it very difficult for the government to decide, what beneficiaries should take over your estate and all this other shit. But hang on for 1 minute. I got to get a water. Hang on. Okay. And then going back to what you said, because you said so much, and I want the audience to catch. I'm gonna take it back to where
Yeah, I
you're
just got an
saying people
email. I just
coming
got an
after
email
you.
that they just sent me
No, I
trying
don't.
to threaten me.
Hang on, because we got to go back. Now, you got to understand what a lot of niggas that get educated learn and do what they do. If you did something based on ignorance of the law while you're running your corporation, a lot of times in court, they look at things as ignorance of the law, you not knowing and understanding. The worst thing to do is to dodge out of that and start another corporation, because now you being an asshole dodging and opening up a different corporation. Nah, that's some nigga hood shit. You dodging from the problem. The right thing to do is to stay in contact with the IRS so they could guide you so you won't do the wrong thing. A lot of niggas say, oh, you saying you got to pay $800 in taxes. All right. And you feel you're Indian not tax, which you promote. Before you even do business, you need to establish the relationship with the federal government to make sure you're Indian not tax and what that's about. Because a lot of these fake Indians are paying taxes. Find out what's making you pay taxes when the United States Constitution say you're not supposed to be paying taxes. Now, the
Yeah,
United States Constitution is a federal document. So they will probably say, okay, you don't have to pay federal taxes because that's at the federal level. But at the state level, find out, oh, wait a minute, that's not the U.S. Constitution is not a state level document. Each state has their own constitution. You have to work with that state's IRS and find out about Indians. They have papers that they give you and tell you about the Indians and their status. All right. Having to pay $8,000 or $8,000 in taxes or 800, whatever. The worst thing to do is dodge and open up another business. You need to be communicating with the IRS. Why you want to make yourself look bad? That just makes it worse for you. And it makes the federal government not trust you. Say, this nigga dodging. So we tend to do dirty shit. Oh, I'm going to dodge out and open up
Can I
another
share this
company.
with you? What I was talking about, because I don't want to I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, go ahead.
This is starting January 1st of 2024. What I said from the beginning. It's starting January 1st, 2024. The Corporate Transparency Act, CTA, requires most businesses to file a beneficiary ownership information, a BOI, report disclosing information about its ownership to help combat financial crimes and other unlawful activities. That's what I got. That's what I received.
That's a good thing. And I don't blame them for that.
This is starting. And look. After that, this is what it says: to avoid up to 10,000 in federal fines, incorrect or late filing may lead to a 500-day fines, 10K penalties, and up to 2 years in prison. Also, ensure accurate filing. Get a designated team that reviews and files an accurate BOI. So they're trying to tell you to get a lawyer or get you some real people behind you to do this for you. Report on time. Let us worry about. This is people that's gonna do the shit for me. So they telling me don't worry about nothing. They're gonna take care of all this for me.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're strickling down and putting the iron fist down on to stop federal financial crimes. I don't see nothing wrong with that. People been coming across the border doing federal financial crimes for years. So now they clamping them. They clamping down, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. I really don't.
That's why it's a double sport, because if you don't have the information, you coming into this blindly and not knowing about this act, they're gonna fine you $500 a day, and also they can put you in prison. So this is targeting us. This ain't about no foreigners. This is about us. That's why I see this as a target. That's why I brought this up. They targeting us. The
Not just
Indians.
us. There's
No, this is the Indian. This is
no,
all about this. This is my piece. This is what I'm saying.
I have to
This is
say,
about
I have
me.
to beg to differ to you because here in Connecticut, I don't know where you live, but I see a lot of white people going to
California.
jail. Oh, okay. In Connecticut, I'm in the north. I see a lot of white people going to jail for
You think they won't put their own
federal.
people in jail? They have been
Yeah.
since
So
for
that's
100
why I
years.
said I'm having a
They would
hard
kill their
time.
own people to take our land. They
Okay.
would kill their own people to take our land.
All right. Relax yourself, sir. What I'm saying is here in the north, I see a lot of white people being arrested and their businesses being closed for financial crimes. We had a former governor be arrested and jailed twice. So when you saying they're just targeting the Indians, I beg to differ because I see a lot of white guys in business suits, asses sitting up in the court going to jail for financial crimes,
And they should.
invading taxes. Right.
I
So
feel
don't
you.
say they're just targeting the Indian because it ain't enough Indians out there owning companies to put this on. I'm keeping it a buck. There are not a lot of Aboriginal LLCs out there for them to be targeting niggas. Serious. For every Negro that owns an LLC, there's 1,000 white foreigners that own LLCs. I'm keeping it a buck. So they're not just targeting the one little Indian. Because, you know, I mean, I don't know what your eyes are like narrowed to. It's just like narrowed to the Indian Negro. But up here in Connecticut, I see white boys in chains coming into court, getting arrested while they sleep at night. Government agents coming on their land to take their records and all kinds of shit. So you keep putting it on the one little Indian, man. Nah, money grip. I see too much white crime in the north. Might not be murders, but financial crimes, tax evasion crimes in the north. So I relinquish. I mean, y'all got it. Cynthia, Sylvia, what you got? Quoa, anybody?
No, it's not just black based or Indian based. It's universal. Um, it's just the saddest part is that we as Indians, Aboriginals, we have a hard time working together, and we start together, but then we lose each other along the path. And I think that
Facts.
that's the scariest part of it all. You know, I've had a couple of people that wanted to go in partnership with me, and this was like back in 2000, in 2000, right before the COVID hit. And I was like, okay, well, let's do it. I put up most of the money just so that we can get the business, the business license started, right? And along the way, I come to find out they took my information, everything that we built it, that I built it and introduced to them, and they were on working on the backflow, doing things that I had instructed that we were going to do together. And that right there is what made me run and say, well, I don't want to do it with people. I want to do it by myself. But sometimes
Mhm.
it takes a universal to get going. You can't do everything by yourself. It's a lot harder to achieve by yourself.
It is.
And I think that that's where we're all being misconstructed at that we need to learn how to work together, stay together, because one finger, it has no power, but the whole fist, there's a lot of power in that fist when you get ready to swing it. And I think that that's what we need to join. Like, we need to figure out a way from state to state, city to city, no matter who we are, if we're Aboriginal, Indian, we need, known as a black person, we need to work together. That's the only
Yeah.
day we're going to rebuild our communities. And that's where people lose me. Like you said earlier, when people are on panels of talking, and all of a sudden they go through this argumental stage where people are disrupting people, saying, I'm going to beat you, kick you, kill you, da
Yeah.
da 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 da. You don't know me. Come on, you were having a great build up to that point. That's
Yeah.
where you lose me at, and that's what I want to my whole purpose is to get together with my people, help them so they don't have to go to RRS. They don't have to go to this
Right.
H&R Block, to get their
Right.
taxes done. Let me help you so that when you get there, your paperwork is in line and you can't get charged this 500 additional charge. And
Facts.
people don't see this, and that
No.
hurts me more than anything. So that's just
Yeah.
my say. That's just my say. So
Well, we got a tough population and tough community that we're dealing with. Now, when I say our community, I'm literally talking about the our people in our hoods. They can't see that as people who chose a different lifestyle. They don't see it as us helping them. They don't.
right, true,
That's the problem right there.
true.
And that comes from lack of education. Like this ignorant compliment that's up here. I mean, you just want to be part of Foxwood Casinos or Mohegans. They ain't spell it right. That is all about the money. And I'm like, how did the casinos get intertwined with what we're talking about? The ignorance of our community. But see, that comes from hate, jealousy, and dislike. So
Yeah,
something like that, I could just ignore
yeah,
and just
yeah.
keep my mind
Keep
focused. I'm
running.
not even
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not even going to entertain that.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about something totally different. But that comes with jealousy, anger, bitterness, arrogance.
Yeah,
These are the type of people that we have to step away from in our community, because no matter how you're trying to present yourself to help them, they're not going to see it that way. If they
no,
automatically got it in their head that they just dislike you, this is always going to be their response. So that's who you just set aside and say, to each his own. May the great forces be with you, and move on and help the people that want to be helped.
that part. Yeah,
That's it. So,
yeah.
like this guy here, all these kind of comments and stuff, we can ignore this. They're just distractions. You know, they're just distractions. You just got to ignore them and just let them continue to make you famous in your chat room. They
That
don't
part.
understand that their comments are helping me in YouTube. They're getting me clicks.
That's
All
part.
right.
Yeah,
So we could just ignore them. But
yeah.
to the listener and the viewer that wants help and want it done the right way, you can't run from your problem. Don't
Mm-hmm.
duck and dodge and then open another corporate to evade the shit that you got yourself into. Let educated people help you. There's a deal directly with the IRS. Get on that phone and talk to them so they can guide you, because there's representatives there that do help you so you
Can I
won't
ask?
get into these problems.
Can I ask a question? When I
Yeah.
call IRS, is there a particular department I need to speak with? I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I muted myself. With IRS, I tend to deal with the people that where you create your EIN number. They have a phone number
Okay.
on there. If you just go
Okay.
to their site, let me see. Let's just go there.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm still here though. Okay.
Yep. All right. So everyone know irs.gov is just irs.gov. And share screen. Here you go. Now, they have help right here. They tell you about charities and nonprofits, tax pros and cons. You can set up an account right here directly on their site. This is for when you want to apply for an employer identification number. That's the EIN. And you can look through the IRS site for the telephone number for help. So click help. You just got to navigate telephone assistance. All right. They have the numbers. Contact an Internal Revenue Office. Contact your local. See, you have your local IRS office and you have your international. This would be up in Washington. But you should be contacting the local IRS office where your business is. And they give you the phone numbers. You got to fish in here. You know, for the phone number. Find the Taxpayer Assistance Center. Right? So you click on it. All right? You fill it out and someone will call you.
Okay.
Online. Get faster service online. You can get help with most tax issues online or by phone. All right? And they're telling you this, your local offices. All this information is out here.
Okay.
A lot of our people that don't want to go through these navigations, they tend to pay the attorney the fees to do all this for them, the big bucks. But you, the individual, you can. They have it where you can reach them.
All right, I'm gonna call them Monday.
Yeah, you go in there and ask them questions.
I'm gonna call them Monday because I thought I was being scammed, man.
No, contact your local office before you pay anybody help to do shit. They even tell you about fraud and scams. You want to look at that before you call them. Abusive tax schemes, abusive tax return preparer. IRS wants you to know about schemes, scams and cons, you know, tax scams, and then how to report them, report their asses. All right. This is here for you to be helped. You know, people that in our community that lack education, this is where we want to help them at so that they're not hurt. But when we come to them, they say, oh, you love this government. No, we're telling you what you can do. We're showing you because a lot of people in our communities get a lot of negative information from a scorned, bitter person when you could come up here and see it for yourself. Criminal investigation, you know, tax fraud. What do we do about criminal investigation? What we investigate. They tell you all this. All right. This is they tell you
what I'm
this.
gonna do.
All
Like
this
I
is
said.
here. Yeah, and this is what you before you get someone or hire someone to set up your business. That's what you want to look at on the IRS. They give you pointers and tips so you are alert for when you hire the person. Some of those fraudulent information that the IRS has out there for you to be aware of when the person you're doing business with, that's going to alert you. Hey, hey, the IRS said you would do this. And then you could question them and say, well, I read on the IRS when blah, 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 is this true? Then they're going to get mad at you. Because now you questioning them and they shit.
Yeah.
So educate yourself with the tools that they have up for you to, exercise. A lot. And you have, we have to understand a lot of people in our community aren't apt to this information, but we are. So we're helping you so you could see. But they don't want to read. A lot of them don't want to read. But you being a businesswoman yourself, you're like, all right, let me check this shit out. And I know, like you, like me, you're going to get in your bed on your laptop and you're going to have your little coffee or your little wine and you're going to read that. Because you'd be surprised the amount of information you find. So this is what I say in the YouTube. Yeah. Sylvia, this is what I say in the YouTube world. All our people that are negative, you got to look for yourself first. You do. You got to look for yourself first and just be careful out there with these people with this outrageous paperwork. You're aboriginal to the community. You don't have to do this shit that they do.
Yes. That's true. I was like, that's what happened. I was listening to too many YouTubers saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, okay, well, they sound like they knew what they were talking about. So that's why I went ahead on and did what I had to do to hire the lawyer to protect myself,
Oh, wow.
But that guy there, he was like, And I thought I had found one because, you know, he was a brother. I was like, okay, well, you know, he's a brother. He should do me right. Yeah, okay. I don't think so.
That's
Mm-mm.
wrong.
Mm-mm. So
I'm
I
so sorry you
appreciate
went
you.
through that.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't go all the way through it. You know what I'm saying? I was asked for my money back and said thank you for your services, and I paid him half of what he did. So, and he gave me the other half back. So I didn't get
So
burnt
yeah,
too bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get burnt, which was a good thing. Because my husband, he's very knowledgeable. He's like, no, he got really good common sense. He's like, no, that don't sound right. He's
yeah.
like, we're
Another
gonna drop
place you
this
want to
thing right
look.
now.
Another place you want to look is on the Better Business Bureau site. If this
Mm.
person is claiming to have a business and it's legit, it's going to be in that local municipality's Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, he
Look
was
them
there.
up.
I looked him up.
Did he have any views? Did he have any
He had
views?
he had a lot of views. He had a a lot of what they call red stars, blue stars, number 5 stars. And I was like, okay, well that shouldn't be too bad. I mean, if you got good people remarks and stuff like that, and the 5 stars, he should be pretty good at it. You know, he had maybe 20 uh, 1 stars and two stars, and I was like, well, he have more positive stars, 5 stars than he can do 1 and 2 stars. But I didn't look and see at the years. That's a difference too. You know, if you
And
got
not
somebody
only
that
that, he could be very much the reason why I'm even thinking about the prices that he charged you. He's probably accustomed to working with large businesses that can afford those amounts.
that part, that's what I was thinking as
So
well.
he's probably not a bad lawyer, but just accustomed
Hmm.
to billing in that at that level.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, bro, I can't afford this. You should have told me in the beginning, I wouldn't have dropped my deposit down on you, for consulting fees and
Right.
stuff like that. But yeah,
He's
no, I'm
probably
glad that
accustomed to
yeah,
billing at that
working
amount.
with Wells Fargo's and people like that, them
Yeah.
upper companies and stuff like that, because I actually got his referral from Paychecks because that's the company, the payroll providers that I work with, and
Hmm.
so uh, she said, I can recommend this guy here. So I went on her recommendations and I went start looking them up. And then within the week, I was like, okay, well, look like he's looking good. But
Yeah.
in the years of 2021 to 23, he only had maybe 2 5 stars and all the rest was
Hmm.
2 stars. So the
Okay.
5 stars that was in his history was back in, 2000, 2001 and on, but coming
Oh,
forward to
that's
the
good.
recent
That's
days.
almost 23
Hmm.
years
Yeah,
of experience. So
yeah,
definitely you had somebody good. I mean,
yeah,
he's probably just accustomed to billing
yeah. That's what I was
at that
thinking too.
level from dealing
Hmm.
with large corporations. Now,
Hmm.
guess what? Once you get your business set up, your billing is going to be bigger than his
That's
because
right.
you're going to be billing the employer for $40,000.
That's right. That's right.
They're going to pay
And
you
that's
for those services, and you'll probably then break it down to an agreement of how they're going to pay you that 40,000 a year, which will
hmm
probably be like maybe 3,000 every 2 weeks. You
yeah,
know what I mean? But it's
yeah,
still a contract that you have with
right.
them for 40,000 that they're bound to.
Yeah, because
You
right now
know,
my customers
so
they pay something like I got one customer that she pays 500 a month, but she pays me on a weekly basis. And then I also, if I have a customer that comes on quarterly basis, so she gets paid. She has to pay me 800 a month. I mean, at that
see,
time, every
see,
quarter, easy for people to
right.
have them.
You
So
have
yeah.
different contracts set up on
Mhm.
how
Mhm.
you're going to be compensated for your
Mhm.
services, and
Mhm.
that's the beauty of it. It's
Mhm.
it's a
Mhm.
beautiful thing.
Mhm. And it also depends on the pile of paperwork too. Like if you have a year's worth of receipts where I got to sit there for a whole 15 hours just going through your dang receipts, that's even extra. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't keep their receipts in in line. They put their
Right.
banking. They don't do it. They don't even review their doggone bank statements. So it's a lot of different things like that. So
Yeah.
I
Girl, I
try to
can't
make
be
it easy.
bothered. Accounting
Yeah,
is, whoa, I can't be
that's
bothered.
my first
I
love. Yeah, it
I
is.
went in it. I know. I went and mine's is organization, but accounting, uh-uh. I
Yeah.
rather we hired out, contracted out. Because they, I can't be bothered. You really want to contract out when it comes to, having a corporation. I rather contract out and make sure that those people have direct contact and relationship with the IRS, where they're electronically sending the IRS information that they need or whatever. That is the best way to do it and the best way to stay safe.
And that's what I do with the payroll side of it. You're gonna do when you do your when you pay your employees their wages, your payments per payroll is going directly to the IRS. It's like I don't even get involved in that stuff.
See, oh
between you
God,
and
it's
the
a monster.
IRS.
Yep.
I just
And
make
you
sure
want
their
to,
wages are right.
the accounting firm is going to make sure the federal government get the funds out of each employee's pay for what is it? The federal taxes, the breakdown of that. And then at the local level, let the accounting firm do that shit. You don't want to get,
No,
don't
I
let them
make
do
sure
that.
that I incorporate an accounting service just so I can make sure that you always, like with QuickBooks, they got a good accounting service, that I link up some of my customers with once we get to the wage side of it, just so that I can make sure that their quarterly taxes, their employee taxes, their FICA taxes, their state taxes, all are being paid on time without any hiccups. So yeah, I'm very detailed in what I do so that I don't overwhelm myself and people don't come back and say, well, you made me pay $17,000 more. No, you're paying directly to the government every time and to the state every time. Yep.
See, that's a beautiful thing. That's beautiful. Look, I give you the hands up, but I highly recommend you start your business because you've mastered the art of what you're doing.
Yes.
And you're able to provide those services independently. So I say go for it. Get your bookkeeping business popping and establish that direct relationship with the IRS girl. So you can have they can assign somebody to you as as a direct contact from IRS to your bookkeeping business that keep you updated with the laws. It's just sad because our people are so talented. They have the skills with our people are infinite.
Yes.
I mean, infinite. I mean, you have our people that are masters and have mastered the art of baking homemade cakes.
Yes.
Seriously, there's an art to that. Every cake comes out tasting exactly the same. They don't realize the power they have that to market that cake, and I mean, you don't even have to leave your home. You start a business selling your famous cake.
Yeah.
And you can ship them out right from your home. You set up a contract with UPS and the transporting business services to overnight these cakes to people.
Yes.
And you set up your online account where grocery stores or other businesses want to order like 20 or 30 of your cakes.
Yeah.
So that they can sell it in their store. And they don't realize one skill that they have, that they're a master at. They don't. You and I are the ones here to teach them how to get that business started. And they don't realize that when we help you get your business started and you start marketing your cakes, selling them, we are bringing Black Wall Street back.
That's right.
But you won't let us help you.
That's pride. That's too much pride in people. It's like, wow, come on, y'all. We got to get this.
God,
you got to wake up.
You should be selling this cake. And they so cute. They be like, girl, that's my granny's recipe. I can't tell you the secret. But I'm like, you should be selling this cake. I'm serious. You make millions off this damn cake. I don't want the recipe. But you broke and you need clothes. Girl, you should be selling your own cakes. Just like that lady that have those collard greens in the can.
Yep, Sylvia's.
Yo, girl,
I cracked
you
up
got
when I saw my
some
name on the
sisters
can.
that know how to make them old-fashioned Southern collard greens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you need to get online to figure out how do you make these cans. How do I get my collard greens in these preserved cans
Yeah.
to sell in the grocery store? That's the shit you need to be online doing, not sitting in somebody's YouTube arguing with you and telling you about some paperwork to fill out. Girl, your ass is a master at making collard greens.
That's right.
You should be, your little cans of collard greens should be
Mm-hmm.
on the shelf and Stop and Shop right next to Sylvia's ass.
Right. Snoop Dogg cereal.
But we have to continue giving our people with those skills the motivation and inspiration. That's all they need.
Yeah.
Where they think it's little at, I think it's big. Because chick, I can't make collard greens like that. And I know you're not gonna tell me. Because if you tell me and you don't go open up no business, I'm gonna open up a business selling the collard greens you taught me how to cook. And then you're gonna be mad at me. But guess what? That's what the foreigner do when you teach them how to do it.
For real. Fact.
You got a lot of foreigners that's like strong taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
They got strong taste buds. And they'll be like, Sister Bethy, can I have a piece of your pie?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be like, I'm tasting cinnamon here.
They be breaking it down.
Carnation milk, potatoes, nutmeg, butter. I'm gonna make a pie. And then they be done made your damn pie and start selling that bitch.
Selling your damn pie.
They be all in Stop and Shop in the grocery stores and those little brown packages sitting on the table by Thanksgiving. I swear for goodness. You know when you see them pies in the grocery store?
Mm-hmm. And they be nasty.
That be your recipe. I know. They be your recipe. They do the same thing.
Like,
we're throwing away our talents.
Yeah,
we
but a lot of people they ask me, they want to buy my potato salad and my
girl
macaroni
mac and
salad,
cheese.
right? No, just the macaroni.
Oh, I love macaroni salad. Oh, what happened? She's blacking in and out. Hey, Qual. She just got a bad connection.
I actually want to.
Oh, there she goes, Sylvia. Oh, it's her connection. We'll get until she get her connection right. Oh, she had to go off. But go ahead, girl. And then I got to get up out of here.
I actually want to go back to school for. Sorry for the background. I want to go back to school for culinary arts.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know how to bake and cook. I learned from my grandma and my great grandma and my mother, my aunt. I took their recipes. I no longer eat, so now I'm vegan, and I turned it into vegan products, vegan meals, vegan desserts, and it's the same recipe. I just don't add the animal products. That's all.
Vegan food is so hard to cook. I swear it is.
I actually just cooked curry potato soup. I can show you more here.
Dad, girl, you ain't playing.
Yeah.
There she go.
I'm sorry about
You
that.
ain't.
I picked myself
You
off.
could get them soup. You could get that same soup in some cans like Camels. That's how you bring back the Let me see. Where is he? Aboriginal. American Aboriginal. Oh God.
I just made some collard greens for the first time the day before yesterday. My family said it was good. I thought they was just being nice. And I it myself, and I was like, oh, dang, it actually is good. I said, wait a minute, I don't trust my taste buds either, so let me ask another person who's not family that really don't know me like that. And they said it was pretty good too. So I said, oh, okay.
And see,
And
with
that's
that
it.
palette, oh my
That's
God.
so
Oh,
good.
that looks so good.
That look good.
Girl, see, that when we bring back Black Wall Street, this is how we do it. We got to go in their
Hmm.
kitchen, Sylvia.
Oh, I know.
And she's like, her only thing would be with Dad. All she needs is her public health license.
Yep. Yep.
It's us that need to tell them how to bring it back.
That's right.
Get your public health license for selling food
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And then you find out how you get those collard greens in the can and that soup in the
Mm-hmm.
can, like Campbell's.
Mm-hmm.
You're really just contracting with companies to do this for you.
That's true.
And you're providing the food and getting them in
Yep.
them cans and getting them out there on the market.
Yeah, because
And then that's when the big bucks.
my specialty is the macaroni salad, the
Mm.
potato salad, cornbread
Ah.
dressing, and the greens.
Ooh.
I can work there.
Girl.
I can take them greens and put it with some cabbage, and you think that you just walked into heaven. You know, it's just
I
the toast
know.
heaven. It's like
Oh my God. And I love collard greens and cabbage. Girl. Oh,
together. It's a monster, man.
it
You know, and I
is a
don't like all that
monster.
meat in there. I just like to have the basic green vegetable taste. You know, I don't need no what they call that turkey in there, the ham hock. You can keep all that.
Yeah,
Give
you don't
me
need,
the
really don't need it.
vegetable, you know.
Yeah,
And
you
so when
don't need it.
it was like one because every time I have a party here, that's what I make. I make my macaroni salad, and then I make the potato salad. One
Mm.
year, I didn't make enough, and the whole family they like, "What you didn't make enough? That is not fair."
Oh my God.
They were fighting over the damn bottom part of the potato salad. You know, they like, Auntie, that's not fair. You know, everybody looks for those meals. So I took it to my job one time, and my boss, she said, "Can you make me some just so I can take to my family?"
And I'm just saying, even if Quoa don't want to get like into the marketing her stuff, she could just open up
Yes,
a little restaurant
yes.
where she got like 20 stools to the counter
Hmm.
and honey, sell her collard greens
Hmm.
and food in a little restaurant. That's bringing back Black Wall Street.
Hmm. I've always
Let
wanted
me
to
see,
do that.
K-Mac. Let's see.
My
Division on this channel before this stream.
hmm?
Unsubscribe. Okay, thank you. Whatever that means.
I know.
I what does that mean? Can you read that and understand it? I want to make sure it's not me. What does it
Division
say?
before the stream unsubscribe. And we're not charging. We're not doing division. We're not saying we're trying to divide. We're trying to say we're bringing our companies ourselves together. Oh, he's just on one. Forget him.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
it was me, so I'm not gonna
No,
say
he
nothing.
just let him go. Let him go.
Look at girly girl said, don't come in here with that little bitty bowl or something good,
That's
just
right.
making folks mad. I know, right? You know,
Maybe
some
we're doing division. Maybe he considered division because a lot of people don't know how to get down and cook in the kitchen like we do. And so maybe he's like a little jealous because we got the expertise on that. You know what I'm saying?
see.
So maybe that's what he's talking about. You know, we can break it down to that for him, make him seem like he had some type of upper hand here. But yeah, that's about it.
That's what disgruntled people do. That's what disgruntled people do. So
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to do with it. I can't
Mm-mm.
control. Over here, it's about motivation and inspiration. This sister in here in the
Well, she got
kitchen
some gloves
cooking.
on. What else she cooking in there besides some grains?
She cooking them green. Give me some food.
What
Oh
else she got
man.
up in that oven? I see you.
I had extra cooked a holiday meal. Um, the 2 days after Thanksgiving, there was a cornbread, stuffing. Usually people like that stuffing with the cornbread mixture in it.
Yeah,
I
cranberry
don't like
dressing.
sugar because it's a little bit sweet. I don't like my stuff that's sweet.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I like the old-fashioned way, the way my grandmother make
Yeah,
it.
with the basic cornbread out the box.
God,
Not that
I
something you
love
got.
something.
Not no jiffy.
Right.
Oh no, nah. I like it. Oh God, I like old-fashioned. Oh God, I love stuffing. Oh, it's so
Things
good.
come out so much better when you make it from scratch. I swear it does.
Yeah.
It
Oh my
does.
Yes,
God, so good.
and I
Yeah.
love collard greens with white Carolina rice. I sit there and eat it all day.
Oh, okay.
But
Yep.
ladies, this has been fun. My phone's about to
I
die.
know.
So thank you so
Yeah,
much,
it
everybody.
has.
I appreciate
I
this. All
love
right.
y'all.
All right.
I love y'all.